Hello, good morning, and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Volta Premier and Kekeli FM Ho, Lolonyo FM Hohoi, and Amenu Veve Aflao. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Renal Patients Association of Ghana calls on government to review increased dialysis fees, saying the 491 CDs is already biting hard on patients.
Because we can't pay. Today, let me be very honest with you, today, 5 people could not dialyze because they don't have the 491.
What happened to them?
They have to go home.
Well, we'll tell you more about our new series on the situation called Dialysis Crisis, a year on, which premieres tomorrow.
The payment aspect is serious. We are going to die.
There's no hope for me.
Dialysis Crisis, a year on.
Also, the Electoral Commission downplays the impact of its errors in the number of registrants in the limited voter registration exercise.
I don't see this as anything which is so major for people to make a beef about. The bigger picture, the total registered at the time, about 143, was also captured correctly.
We'll bring you details as Kodea takes on the Ghana Police, who says they believe is not fully prepared to ensure a smooth registration process in business.
Traders to increase prices of foodstuff and other goods on the market due to the depreciation of the city. Will tell you more as they struggle to service bank loans and restock.
And much later in the bulletin, Ghanaian musician Kamido's global hit song Sugar Cane officially dethroned Sarkodie's Adonai song by becoming the most watched YouTube music video in Ghana.
Juice mixed with a little ginger.
I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details and now. The Renal Patients Association of Ghana wants government to review new charges on dialysis treatment. Parliament approved an increase through the fees and charges regulation, pushing patients to pay 111 cedis more for services. President of the Renal Patients Association, Kojo Bafwa-Hinkra, indicates that many patients had to turn home without dialysis 72 hours after the rollout of the new prices because they couldn't afford to pay it.
We are just begging government, or if Parliament was the one who approved it, they should revisit the situation because we can't pay. Today, let me be very honest with you, today, 5 people could not dialyze because they don't have the 491.
As in they went with 380?
Yes.
And couldn't top up?
They couldn't top up.
What happened to them?
They have to go home. Because they didn't have the money.
And you heard the Renal Patients Association President Kojo Bafwa-Hinkra in an interview with my colleague James Avegin. Well, Joy News will from tomorrow, May 15, begin a new series on the situation called Dialysis Crisis, a year on, to track the promises of government and get help for some patients. Here are excerpts of what to expect.
I'm more angrier this morning. People are dying each day. The dialysis machine in Kolebu Gospel. Do you know the number of people who died? A 24-year-old boy died this morning.
As death stares at them every second, they have to pay just to live another day. But government has increased the already high cost of dialysis treatment.
Charlie, if you die, cry, it will be okay. So that your burden on the family and the friends will be over.
The payment aspect is serious. We are going to die.
There's no hope for me.
Dialysis Crisis, a year on.
And this will be coming your way tomorrow. Make a date. Our election headquarters brought to you by Petrosil Cooling Fuel in full quantity and SIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and AICPA together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, and also the German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental, Wellness and Beauty. Now, the Electoral Commission has downplayed the impact of its errors in the tabulation of registered voters during the limited voter registration exercise. Initially, it reported 143,014 eligible voters by the 4th day. However, a subsequent statement admitted to an error in day 3 of the data, particularly in the Upper East region, drawing criticism from political parties. Deputy Electoral Commissioner Dr. Bosman Asari stated at a news conference that the error was not a major issue. Michael Ashale has more details.
Deputy Commissioner at the EC, Dr. Bosman Asari, says it is alarmed by the attempts by some persons to get minors enrolled onto the electoral roll.
As a result, we find attempts by parties to support the registration of minors and foreigners as completely unacceptable, and it is aimed at undermining the country's electoral democracy.
The Commission also rejected claims it was discriminating against some groups.
The Commission has no intention of favoring any particular regions. It's unfortunate that some will accuse the Commission of discriminating against a section of Ghanaians in the registration exercise.
Although the Commission has already apologized for the wrong tabulations which happened over the weekend, they insist that it is not a major issue.
Clearly, you can see the real figures were correct, but the disaggregation of the various days, so I don't see this as anything which is so major for people to make a beef about. The bigger picture, the total registered at the time, about 143, was also captured correctly.
Although the NDC has instructed their agents on the grounds to record every serial number of every machine used, the EC insists they will not share these numbers with any political party.
We won't make the serial numbers available to any persons or any political parties.
The Electoral Commission says they are on course to register more than 600,000 individuals. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Well, meanwhile, the Coalition of Domestic Observers says it believes the police appears not fully prepared to ensure a smooth registration process, given the spate of disturbances at some registration centres. Guilford Boating Isiama is with the CDD.
We clearly see that the preparation of the Electoral Commission and other key public agencies for this voter registration exercise was inadequate. I want to say was poor. The police has not been very proactive and does not appear prepared for this exercise. It's been observed that voter registration in this country, but we have the police fully prepared and deploy their men on election day and even have standby forces ready to take action. But you don't see that kind of preparedness. You don't see the posture of the police.
Well, later on the SMS, the EC's Director for Electoral Services, Dr. Srebo Kweku, will be here to answer all your lingering questions on the limited voter registration exercise. Do make a date. Now, residents and traders at the busy Abuabo Old Railway Lorry Station in Kumasi are living in a deteriorating sanitation environment as filth engulfs a major drain in the trading space. Clinton Yeboah sheds light on the growing health concerns in today's episode of Filth Exhibition.
And households are equally culpable in the insanitary state of the Abuabo Old Railway Lorry Station. Indiscriminate disposal of solid wastes into drains in the area has left the environment drenched in stench and filth. The big gutter is an abode of everything rubbish, including food packaging, empty plastic bottles and glasses. People resort to urinating in the filthy gutters, heightening the stench consumed by residents of Roman Hill, Ashtown and Abuabo. Traders and passerbys are exposed to health hazards.
They urinate here and you can smell the waste, but we have to endure and eat here. They dispose their waste into the gutters when it rains. All the wastes are from Alaba. It's not us, the traders. The gutters are choked with waste from residents around.
Well, the remix video of Ghanaian musician Kamido's global hit song Sugar Cane is stirring up a storm on YouTube. The music video has become the most viewed Ghanaian music video on the website, officially surpassing Sarkodie's Adonai. My colleague Jacqueline Ansumaya has more.
9 years ago when Sarkodie dropped Adonai featuring Castro, setting YouTube charts on fire. But hold on to your hats, folks, because the remix of Sugarcane uploaded on June 7, 2022 has stolen the spotlight in record time.
Sugarcane sweet, but your love is sweeter. So below juice.
In less than 2 years, it has skyrocketed to the top, claiming the title of Ghana's most watched music video. The views for Sugarcane are sizzling at 97,621,923 and counting, leaving Adonai in its sweet but slightly sour shadow with 97,467,814 views. But it's not just about the views. Sugarcane has turned into a global sensation, winning awards faster than you can say sweet success.
And that was Jacqueline Asumayaba with that report, bringing us to the end of the bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's Rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation Movement World Cup like that? Hey, sorry. Chairman Omani. Chairman. Hey, Chairman! Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
They say a butterfly flapping its wings in Accra can cause a tsunami in Bangkok. So what if your factory in Nsawam could shake up the stock market in Hong Kong? What if your business in Elmina could affect fish production in Norway? What if your refinery in Tema could affect the price of petrol in Moscow? Well, now it can because you have access. Access to the bank with the largest number of customers in Africa.
Aquaba.
Access to our global branch network.
Bonjour. Good morning.
Our robust asset base and an unparalleled digital infrastructure. So go ahead and flap your wings wherever you are, because with us, you have access to an entire world of possibilities. Access more than banking.
No matter your water needs, Sintex has it all. Sintex Tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Sintex Tank. Sintex Tank, stress-free. Sintex Tank, reliable. Sintex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244-335-168, Kumasi 0505-555-666, or visit sintexgh.com. Sintex Tank, a strong, a tough.
Hello, Auntie Araba. Hey, Bugger, how are you doing today? I want to buy Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, but I don't have enough money. So what are you going to do? Can you give me the big size? You know, as for me, I'll pay the balance later. Today, no credit. I haven't sold much this morning. If you don't have enough money for the big size, why don't you try the 120-gram pack? There's a 120-gram pack? Introducing the new Pepsodent Cavity Fighter in 120-gram pack size. More affordable and convenient. Get yours today from any supermarket near you. Every smile matters. This advert is FDA approved.
It's the 3i Africa Summit, where innovation, impact, and investment converge, where technology drives transformation. From the 13th to the 15th of May 2024, heads of state, central bank governors, thought leaders, innovators, investors, academics, and entrepreneurs will converge to unleash Africa's full potential. Discover the power of digital assets, explore the state of digital growth in Africa, and unveil lessons from Africa's central bank digital currency experiments. Engage in discussions on diversity in the creative arts and tech, financing Africa's SMEs and bridging the digital gender gap. Network with investors, pitch your ideas, and access funding at the 3i Africa Deal Room and Pitchfest. Join us at the Accra International Conference Center as we ignite a fintech revolution for Africa's financial future. Visit 3iafrica.com to register now.
Hello? Yo, bro! SG Ghana has done it again. Low interest rates on loans this year too. Yatisubium!
Charlie, I did throw inside. Let me call you back.
Call SG Ghana rather. Collect loan and buy car, my guy. Very low interest rates on loans this year too. It's difficult to keep good news to yourself, especially when it can transform your life and those close to you. SG Ghana went low on interest rates last year, and this year we are even lower. Yes, Yatisubium. Get the money you need to turn your dreams into a reality. Visit any SG Ghana branch near you and speak to our dedicated staff about the amazing Yatisubium loans today. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details.
Ocho, it's 3 a.m. What now?
Yatisubium. Okay, bye. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And now time for the Joy Business Report, brought to us by Omni Basic Bank, at your service. Akpafu.
Hey, morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. You?
Well, as you can see, God is taking care of his children. We can't complain because we have life. But I am concerned. I am concerned, about the Renal Patients Association of Ghana. They are actually asking government to reduce the cost of dialysis. They're actually begging.
And we've been at it for close to a year, no?
Daro, just listen to this. Just listen to this.
Because we can't pay. Today, let me be very honest with you, today, 5 people could not dialyze because they don't have the 491.
What happened to them?
They have to go home.
Just think about it.
That's a death sentence.
That's a death sentence. And we should be concerned about the health of our people. Yes, it's important we talk about prevention, but once we get into the stage where we need to take care of them, everything must be done to take care of these people. In this country today, we pay fees of children. But if you are going to school and your father or your mother or your sibling has to die because that person could not afford dialysis, how would that feel?
And we should all be concerned because we don't know what the future holds. It could be any of us.
Yeah, exactly. Look, for those of us, and you may have to do 2 or 3 sessions, say 3 sessions a week of dialysis. Now, it costs 491, so let's round it up to 500 Ghana cedis, 1,500. If you're doing that 4 weeks, or let's even say twice a week, because 4,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
In a country where average salary is over around 3,000, how many people can afford it? Just ask yourself. And it's taking the benevolence of private individuals to support the renal department of hospitals, where they go and make payments. When people come, they have subsidized fees. This should not be the case. We've been talking about, the National Health Insurance would take. It should have happened yesterday.
Yeah.
People don't have to pay for dialysis. We don't have to pay.
It's a sad situation.
Well, we will talk more about this here on the Super Morning Show. But of course, we're also talking about the limited voter registration exercise. Lots of issues happening. Yesterday, the Electoral Commission address the press, address the country, and they are unhappy that a lot of the people who are registering are using the guarantor system. They're also unhappy that minors are being registered. And I ask myself a very simple question: why? I mean, if you're not 18, why do you want to go and vote?
Why do you want to go and vote?
In the past, I just can't understand. You're not 18 years, yet you want to go and register and vote. Now, if you are arrested, what happens to you? The people you want to even vote for, they don't know you. Sometimes that's the painful aspect.
Yeah.
The person you're going to register to vote for may not know you. So why do you want to do that? So stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. Now time for the Joy Business Report with Darryl Kwao and the team.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, traders to increase prices of foodstuff and other goods on the market due to the depreciation of the cedi as they struggle to service bank loans and restock. Also coming up, new chief executive of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blewitt, warns telecom sector risks losing investments due to high tax levels in the telecom sector. Also, speakers at the ongoing 3i Africa Summit push for adequate capital for tech sector. We have more from the summit, which is underway and inching into day 2. Don't go anywhere. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this Tuesday morning. Hello to our friends listening from Koforidua on KTU Radio. Traders are set to increase prices of some foodstuff and goods on the market in the coming days. This is due to the continuous depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the dollar. The traders say they find themselves in a very difficult position because this could impact on purchases of their goods. The development, according to the traders, has also affected the ability to restock and service bank loans. Joseph Obeng is president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association.
The goods that we sell some on credit. If you sell goods on credit and then there's the depreciation of the cedi, it means that you've lost capital. It means that you cannot have the same value as you supplied and maybe a couple of days ago.
It is something that you have no option, then you have to do it because otherwise you may have to close your shops in the market.
You don't have any option than to increase the prices to stay afloat. If you want to do business, then of course you have to redeem your cost and then get some profit. At this stage, nobody is talking about profit. We are talking about how we can redeem our cost so that we can break even and do our business.
What about those who would argue that with respect to the current challenges that we are facing, it also has more to do with the fact that majority of your members are important?
So this one is so easy. We've said it over and over that we have every authority to stop excessive importation by using the investment laws, and that the import that the locals do are insignificant.
You had Joseph Obeng there. He's president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, speaking to George Yafe. Now, on the currency market this morning, the dollar is going for 14 cedis 80 pesos. That's what the forex bureaus are offering to their clients this morning. The British pound going for 18 cedis 20 pesos. The euro 15 cedis 80 pesos. Now, businesses have revealed that the challenging environment has impacted badly on sales of most firms as purchasing power of consumers declines. Magwedu Abuaji is chief executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He tells Joy Business all the challenges are not helping enterprises.
People are not buying because they don't have money. People are not buying because their purchasing power have reduced drastically. People are not buying because the things that we are importing, they have the effect of this depreciation in them. If you're a manufacturing company and you want to import raw materials, you'll be affected by this depreciation. You go to your production processes, it becomes part of your cost. You add it to your prices. And this is that you cannot increase your price as high as the rate at which cost of operations are going up. Because there are several components of the cost of operation. I've just given you a few of them.
You had Mark Bedu Abuaji, chief executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. President Akufo-Addo has advised government officials and business leaders from around the continent attending the 3i Africa Summit in Accra to use technology to reduce cost of trading. He warns that the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement will face challenges if countries fail to accelerate moves to participate in digital inclusion. Speaking at the summit, President Akufo-Addo underscored the importance of broader skills recognition and digital literacy.
We must harness the transformative power of fintech and digital innovation. We must embrace the technologies that are reshaping the global economy and make them work for us, tailoring them to the unique needs and challenges of our diverse and dynamic continent. Governments across Africa should invest heavily in the digital infrastructure that will form the backbone of our shared prosperity. We must create policies that foster innovation, encourage entrepreneurship, and attract investment from both within and beyond our borders.
That was President Akufo-Addo. Meanwhile, various speakers at the summit have been pushing for more funding in fintech and innovation. Winston Taki has more from the summit.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, highlighted the significance of trading platforms.
Micro, small and medium-sized enterprises now have online presence, which has enabled them to expand their market reach outside the localities of operations.
The focus then shifted to the need for a new digital revolution in Africa, emphasized by Wamkele Mene, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Digital innovation, enabling the competitiveness of our continent, inclusion in terms of financial bankability of small medium enterprises, of young people. In my opinion, this is the revolution that I believe.
Ghana's Finance Minister, Dr. Amin Adams, also spoke at the summit.
Our focus going forward is therefore to generate growth within our borders by increasing access to capital. This cannot be achieved without a strong fintech infrastructure, an important requirement to address the efficiency of delivering capital to SMEs.
Day 2 of the 3i Africa Summit will examine strategies for expanding digital payment, balancing innovation, and assessing the state of fintech in Africa. From the Accra International Conference Center, Winston Taki reporting for Joy Business.
Well, so as Winston indicates, the summit enters day 2 with a focus on panel discussions and thought leadership engagements. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, will lead a discussion this morning on digitalization. The first governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Maxwell Pokuafare, and second Deputy Governor, Elsie Ado-Awaji, are also expected to lead other panel engagements at the summit today. More from the 3i Africa Summit. New Chief Executive of MTN, Stephen Blewett, is warning that fresh investments in the telecom sector could be badly affected due to current tax levels. Industry data suggests that each operator contributes about 20% of revenue as taxes to the state. The chief executive is also warning that this will slow expansion of digital infrastructure, a development that may affect affordability and access to internet services. Mr. Blewett was speaking at the 3i Africa Summit. Take a listen.
Well, we're still focusing on Ambition 25, and the core principles never change, If leaders change and the core principles change, then the business is fundamentally broken. So we're not going to change those core principles. What we're going to continue to do is develop on them. And that means things like building the payments ecosystem, working on what we do in the home environment, making sure that we're an efficient business, that we give world-class customer experience. Those are the kind of things we're going to continue to build on, whilst ensuring we have a stable, strong, growing network.
Stephen Blewett there, MTN Ghana CEO, speaking at the 3i Africa Summit. Now, the Bank of Ghana has clarified its role in payments made to the Polugu irrigation and other government projects. This is coming after the Public Accounts Committee raised concerns on final payments made for the construction of the project. Now, Bernard Otabo speaks for the Bank of Ghana. He insists due process was followed before any payments were made.
When it comes to the banking department, we just don't pay. We'll make sure that what has been submitted in terms of the supporting documents actually would match what is stated. In fact, amounts, in words and in figures must match. And then also whatever is being stated on the forms must be in conformity to what the payment is expected to satisfy in this regard. So you would get a payment from, let's say, the Controller Accountant General, and that payment would have been authorized through the Ministry of Finance, and then we will go ahead and make those payments. If you bring it in context to the issue that has been circulated, on social media and all the networks, this is a payment, the authorization of which came through the Comptroller and Accountant General's department, and as the governor did explain, once that payment, it came to us, then we had to do the necessary checks, as I've explained already, and we go ahead and make those payments.
Bernard Otawo speaking for the Bank of Ghana. Now, the Minerals Income and Investment Fund says it is expecting to acquire shares in more exploration companies and compel them to list on the Ghana Stock Exchange. This, it believes, will open up opportunities in the extractive industry for many local investors and deepen transparency in the sector. Chief Executive of the fund, Nana Yaw-Korankye, disclosed to Joy Business after listing of Atlantic Lithium Company on the stock exchange. Is the first lithium mining firm to list on the local börse.
Against the backdrop that Ghana is going to be the first lithium producing country in West Africa, and the fact that the Ewoyaa find alone is in the top 10 globally makes, the feeling is amazing, and we are looking forward to more such listings. As I indicated in my speech, MIF is looking at the possibility of looking at other exploratory companies, looking at lithium, looking at graphite, we're looking at gold, we're looking at salt. So this is the beginning of what I call our dance with destiny when it comes to mining.
You heard Nana Yaw-Korankye, Chief Executive of the Minerals Income and Investment Fund. Turning next to Investor Eye, is a crime to falsify documents to make a claim for an insurance product. You could face prosecution in court. Listen to Dr. Kingsley Kwabasen, CEO of the Ghana Insurance Association.
The key thing is that don't be fraudulent yourself, because they say he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Don't come with the mindset that insurance is free money, so I'm going to find a way of stifling or taking some of the money away. Fraud is criminal, and you can go to jail. If we find anything fraudulent, we reserve the right to speak to the authorities and take you over. And crime is against the state, not against an individual company. And don't forget that if you go clean and the insurance company goes clean, then we have a clean system.
So far, has there been any, corporates so far?
It will interest you to note that the fraud that we are talking about cuts across profession, from the security service through financial gurus, through medical practitioners, through to ordinary people. These are issues that, unfortunately, is urgent. So we are determined to clamp down on that, and we are doing so by engaging the authorities.
And that's it for the Joy Business Report. Let's check the commodity market for you. Crude oil has increased marginally to $83 a barrel. This morning, gold selling at $2,343 an ounce. That's a gain in $7. Cocoa lost $1,700 to open trading at $7,166 a ton. I see Raymond looking keenly at the screen. I know you want to know what's happening with the city, so I'll say it once again. The dollar going for 14 cedis 80 pesos, the pound 18 cedis 20 pesos, the euro 15 cedis 80 pesos. And that's it, Raymond.
Daryl, have you ever tried converting your salary into dollars?
Please.
Depression tactic. No.
Oh, my brother.
If
Let me be happy with my
onset depression.
My brother.
No. That's what you do.
Today,
yes.
Today, when you check your salary and you compare it to the dollar, you see that actually you are far behind.
No, that thing, you only do it when you want trouble for yourself, right? When you want to say that, but why should this happen?
But why would you want to do that? I don't know.
No, because it's gauge. At least we should be paid in wherever you are, UN rate. We should. Some of them says inferiority complex, but we should be paid UN rate.
Mm-hmm.
You get my point?
Yeah.
That is a living wage. So you compare it to what would have been the standard anywhere else.
Knowing that you risk depression?
Yes, because so that you know where you are in life. Sometimes it's good. The reality check helps you to know that you have to aspire for more.
Almost 15 cedis.
Well, let's go for our inspirational song. Maybe that will give us some excitement.
Yes.
Because as for converting your salary into dollars, my guy, the average Ghanaian salary is what, 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay, let's do the math.
That's just about $200. Yeah, $200. That's $200.
You said at the same time.
If you work for 3 days, if you work for 3 days, I'm not even using new rate. If you work for 3 days as a picking and packing person at DHL, what do you call it, somewhere in Bista, and your entire job was to pick and pack products so that they can go and take it out for e-commerce. If that's all that you did, and you work for 3 days, that's the amount of money you get. Or you work under 20 hours a week. That's the amount of money. In fact, it's more than that. It was 274 in 2000. You think about
in
it.
2020?
In 2020. Yeah. So now that they have adjusted,
inspirational
let's
song.
go for inspirational songs.
Yes.
Transformation Worship with Overflow. Let's get some excitement. Let's be inspired, because the way the thing is going there, I know shit.
How you doing?
I'm managing, the hustle is real, but God day, so
it has to be. Nobody promised you life was going to be easy.
I have a friend, Goswe at Daniel. Whenever you say, Charlie, it's not easy, he says, nobody promised you it was going to be easy. Face it.
It should be easy.
Okay.
After all, it's a fairly simple system.
Okay. Fairly simple.
Yes.
Okay.
The life that is simple on the system is simple.
Don't worry.
I mean, you are just living, right? You play your part, then entropy sets in, finally decay, then you die. It's simple.
Yeah.
I mean, this should not be a very
But before entropy
complex...
sets in, you must do a lot of things.
Yes, that's playing your part.
So your part is where it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Playing your part is where the problem is. Anyway, let's get into our Drive Safe campaign, brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality. Our tip today says, focus on the task at hand. Defensive driving is all about being focused on the task at hand, which is driving safely when you're behind the wheel. The main focus must always be what's going on the road. Keep the radio volume low and don't let passengers distract you. A defensive driver is always assessing their surroundings for potential hazards and keeping their attention on weather and road conditions to monitor any changes.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Please drive safe. Let's learn how to say it right now. Is brought to us by Kingdom Books. And you know what? Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Also, Societe General Bank Ghana. Yatisubium. The future is always you.
You say either. I say either.
And today's word is a very simple one. But, many of us get it wrong. We pronounce it wrongly. Vehicle. Mama V.
Vehicle?
Raymond?
What Mahavi said with an advancement of vehicle.
Vehicle.
Yeah.
See, Raymond,
yeah.
Vehicle.
Yes.
So if you want to say it right, so vehicle. It's very simple.
So I said it right?
You're very close to it. Yes, you said it.
Oh, how?
Very, 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 very close to it.
That's what I had, though.
I mean, if I were giving the marks, I'll give them to you. So vehicle, if you want to say it right, not vehicle.
Not vehicle.
No. The H in there is not pronounced.
The H is not pronounced?
No.
Oh, there's something can say it.
That's how you say it right.
Okay.
I don't know why Raymond keeps, referring to Sami Odami whenever there's the pronunciation of H. But
I'm glad it didn't come from me.
We agreed on that.
The former school prefect of Gbegbeise, basic school,
yes,
and assistant school prefect of Accra Academy.
Yes.
He can pronounce that word, that sound. He can. Sammy, should we turn on the microphone for you?
We should put it to a test.
Let's put it to test. Anyway, let's get into the newspaper review.
Shame the devil.
Those times, say the truth and shame the devil.
Yes.
Let's get into our newspaper review, brought to us by Syntex Tanker, you're stronger, you're tough. And Access Bank, more than banking.
Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning that political leaders had to ensure peaceful election. And there's one about move to stabilize cedi. Government BOG urged to avert leakage of foreign remittances. And this is Dr. Richmond Tuahine giving the advice to the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana to ensure that fintechs, service providers, and money transfer companies in the international remittance base reimburse a Bank of Ghana's nostro accounts or an authorized dealer such as Commercial Bank with foreign exchange components of all foreign exchange accrued. Now, there's a terrible story about Tripoli Agenda 111 hospital stalling, and that's also in the paper. The other stories you know is dismantle barrier to justice. Akufo-Addo challenges women judges. And so far, Marvin mentioned it right. You said 251,149 new voters registered.
Yes, in 6 days.
Hopefully, there will not be any retraction of any infographic on the EC's website. Some of us rely on it. I used it just last week. Yeah, the old one, the one for the election 2020. So if you make some mistake, you are basically saying that me too, I've done something like that.
Yeah, but you see, the Electoral Commission, in today's world, a lot of programs can do the calculation for you.
Yeah,
you don't need to stress yourself. And
people are looking to point out that you make mistakes and give motive to it. Yeah. It makes sense that you do your things with a bit more carefulness that you have been displaying recently.
And you see, in a country where opposition parties don't trust the Electoral Commission, I don't know what it is that governing parties, because the two parties have been in government before.
Or what is that they do in government?
In government,
when they get into the Electoral Commission,
they don't trust the Electoral Commission.
This has been heightened by the appointments.
Yes, and so in a country like ours, what the last thing you should do is to give cause for concern with figures. And so I was listening to the probe, on Sunday, and they said, there's day 2, there's a mistake. If you add all of them, the EC adds 6,000. No. Please, Electoral Commission, make it simple for all of us. If you cannot do the addition, put it in this thing. They'll do it for you. Then you share it. Because if you keep getting it wrong, mind you, the 2020 election petition was that based on what the Electoral Commission
declared,
there should have been a runoff. It is not based on additions that the political parties did. It is based on what the Electoral Commission declared. We don't want that kind of thing.
So you would expect that the Electoral Commission will be learning lessons from even that.
Anyway, now the other stories are African Prosperity Dialogue's 3rd edition launched continent charge to invest in infrastructure and push for SMEs growth. President tells governments at 3i Africa Summit and Atlantic Lithium list on Ghana Stock Exchange. It says here, first greenfield company on Ghanaian bourse, and that's also on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
No, that will be the Daily Graphic.
Yeah, Daily Graphic.
All right, let's now bring you the Daily Guide newspaper. Rousing welcome for Baumia in home region is the biggest story in the paper today. Also, Sameoko supports Ekropong students. EC registered 251,149 new voters in 6 days. Steve Wonder granted Ghanaian citizenship. What it means is he's got dual citizenship now, and Nana pushes for Africa's digitalization. But the story that I want to highlight really is the fact that we've recorded over 5,000 deaths in 2022. This is actually an improvement from previous years. But what is worrying is the fact that among the registered deaths, a total of 18,689 were attributed to the top 11 causes of death, with hypertension, pneumonia, heart failure, and acute respiratory failure being the most common causes. Take note of hypertension. And speaking at the report's launch, acting registrar of the Births and Deaths Registry, Henrietta Lamte, highlighted the challenge also faced by the registry, including cultural factors influencing attitudes towards death registration. There's also another issue, which is deaths occurring outside health centers, because of course this report covers those deaths recorded in health facilities.
Well, are you done?
Yes.
Let me get to the Economy Times, Raymond. And cocoa prices fall by 2.5% to sell at 8,482 a ton in New York. Ghana records about $4 billion non-traditional exports in 2023. But one that many of you will be interested in, according to the Economy Times, it says banks fleece customers, peg APR above 40%. So that's the annualized percentage rate, okay, which reflects the true cost of a loan that individuals, households, and SMEs, corporate institutions, among others, are confronted with when they go through an approval process to secure a loan facility is above 40%. And according to the data, 9 banks that offer loans to households have their APR above 40% for a 1-year tenor, and it comes with the names of the banks here. You can actually go and check them. But imagine if you were to go for a loan between 35 to 40%. How would that feel? No, I mean, just think about it.
When others are giving under 5%.
Yeah. And so, do you now understand? So we talk about the cost of things being so high in this country. But if I go for a loan,
of
35 to 40.
35 to 40%.
But your salary now, how much?
But that's because your policy rate is at 29%. And the banks would not give you loans at 29% when that's the policy rate. They'll give you loans more than that. And if they're giving you loans, and I mean, if the banks actually put up their rates, it's for the non-risky clients. It depends on how the bank sees you.
Yeah.
If they identify you as a risky person, they would increase the percentage for you. And if they do that, so look at it this way. Your salary is this, you go for that amount of money. Or you go and you start a business. You have to pay that over a period. So everything, the interest rate would have to be paid by the business. How does the business pay? The business will pay by the clients who buy from you. So you can understand why consistently, and in fact, there are banks today that don't go for the fixed rate. So as the policy rate goes up, they also increase
adjusting.
They also increase the rates. And I know somebody who's been paying his 5-year loan for the past 8 years.
What? Why?
Yes, because he couldn't. Because if he had gone for the real rate, I mean, he went for the loan at the time when the policy rate was about 20%. And now it's increased. It went up by more than 30%. So if you go in, so the banks also increased it. Now that person has to pay more. So it's either you pay more or you actually extend the tenor of the loan. And so he said, I want to pay the same amount.
So you continue the same money that you're paying.
Or you go and sell it to another institution that is prepared to buy it and give it to you at a fixed, interest rate.
And these are individuals we're talking about.
Yes,
so
individuals.
Just trying to imagine what businesses are going through. Because if you have to, rely on loans to survive, if you're into manufacturing or production, and you're paying between 35 and 40.
Sometimes about 40.
So the gentleman gets a loan of at a rate of 5%, comes into Ghana, is competing with Mawavi, the entrepreneur who's actually also gotten a loan of 35 to 40%. And we expect that they will make the same amount of money, given the same circumstances, and make the same investments and reap the same benefits from it, so that we charge them the same amount of tax along which particular line. It's almost as if being Ghanaian is automatically an uncompetitive position to take.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Well, now the New Finder is reporting this morning that Atlantic Lithium joins GSE. I mentioned that earlier in the landmark listing of 649.6 million cedis and strategic investment vital for Africa's prosperity. This is according to Gabi Asare Ochidako, the former Ghanaian active politician, now non-local politician. Now, digital infrastructure key to Africa's prosperity. This is President Akufo-Addo. But the story you should be interested in is 7 potential private developers inspect Saglemi houses. Hopefully soon we will settle on one.
So after 8 years.
Yes, now inspecting.
8 years. In 2016, there was a commissioning.
That's true.
8 years after, we're getting people to inspect it again and start the process all over again. Yes. What is our problem? Anyway, let's go for the online news review.
Now, that's brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest. Goal, good energy. Goal, Zenaedia.
And myjoyonline.com this morning, SML Deal Media Foundation of West Africa to petition RTI Commission over presidency's refusal to grant a request. And POOL reviews numerous efforts by key stakeholders to push for ECG privatization. And I was joking, says Bawumia, clarifying stance on taxing churches. Let's go to citynewsroom.com. That says, I didn't say we should pay churches. My comment was a joke. That's according
to the incentives bit?
Yes, that's Dr. Bawumia in there. Before we go for the BBC News brought to us by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime. The Renal Patients Association of Ghana wants government to review new charges on dialysis treatment. Now, Parliament has approved an increase through the fees and charges regulation, pushing patients to pay 111 cedis more for services. Now, President of the Renal Patient Association, Kojo Bafwa-Hinkra, indicates that many patients had to return home without dialysis 72 hours after the rollout of the new price because they couldn't afford to pay
491 Ghana cedis per session.
We are just begging government, or if Parliament was the one who approved it, they should revisit the situation, because we can't pay. Today, let me be very honest with you, today, 5 people could not die alive because they don't have the 491.
As in they went with 380?
Yes.
And couldn't top up?
They couldn't top up.
What happened to them?
They have to go home. Because they didn't have the money.
Raymond, Mama V, we're back again. Now, this is a country where the average salary is about 3,000. Public sector salary, 3,000. In fact, sometimes even within the private sector, they earn less. And watch this, 491, for purposes of analysis, let's make it 500. I mean, some persons would have to undergo dialysis 2 or 3 times a week. Let's take 2,000 Ghana cedis. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4,000 Ghana cedis monthly. Where is he going to get the money from? In this country called Ghana, how will that person, whether a child or a parent, afford dialysis consistently?
It's an impossible choice. I remember the gentleman who came into our studio to share his story, the accountant, who doesn't work. He basically doesn't work now. And to think that he was paying, 380 before, and he now has to cough up 491. And let's not forget, this is not like monthly treatment.
Yeah.
You can have like 3 sessions a week.
Mm-hmm.
How do you survive on this?
That's the problem, my dear.
They are forced sometimes to do 1 instead of the 3. So it's when I get money. I know people who really will say, oh, well, I got money for 1 this week. The next week I got money for 2. Because this is recurrent. So sometimes you're not sure whether or not you will survive. And if you're also taking care of a family, you think of the additional burden. And some of these people, immediately they reach that stage, they cannot work. So you are relying on what you might have saved or had over the period to do so, or what others can help you with. And at some point, it becomes tiring always going to people for help. So they resign to their fate of, oh, when I get money, I can do something, hoping that God will intervene. I mean, I've mentioned here that in 2020, the conversation in the United Kingdom was that it was unfair that places like Finland had a dialysis service available to patients at home. And in the United Kingdom, you still needed to go to the hospital. They felt it was a backward system that ought to change. But in the Republic of Ghana, having access to it, being able to pay for it so that you can merely survive. We're not talking about the other things you need to survive beyond that. But so that I can merely survive is becoming a conversation we've had for 1 whole year.
Yeah, and we've
had this conversation for 1 good year, 365 days of assurances, promises, elevations. We will pay, we will not pay. We have gotten to cabinet, we have gotten to the what they call the ministry. Kolebu's worked on it properly. Parliament is doing their bit. We all came together, and after 1 whole year, we are still unsure. The last time I heard the NHI boss say something, we've made provisions within our budget for it, but we are looking at modalities for deployment. The other time too, we're having a conversation back and forth over whether or not some old debt had been paid, and they say they are reviewing contracts. When all of this is happening, human beings, Ghanaians who have sworn to equally protect, who are citizens of this republic, are dying by the day.
You know, recently there was a gentleman, sadly he died. He got a kidney transplant from a pig. I was listening to a feature on the BBC, and people were sharing their stories. These are people living with the condition. And somebody said, well, I have the machine at home and I do it overnight. So by the time I wake up in the morning, I am good to go.
Yeah.
Another person also said, so these are people who are on dialysis, but they are actually very normal, even though in some cases they are not able to perform like they used to. But the kind of narration I was thinking, Jesus, when would we get there? When would somebody in Ghana say that? And this is, like ordinary person, like the accountant who came in, for instance, like the little girl that we lost. When would we get to the point where we would say that, I have the equipment at home and I'm able to give myself the treatment overnight. By the time I wake up, I am good to go. You are wondering what our representatives in parliament, who are they representing really? Because we're talking about all the challenges, and here we are. We've actually jumped from 380 that they could not afford to 400 and something. Where do you want them to get the monies from? Where do you want families to get the monies from?
Let's go for the BBC News. We'll come back and talk about this because I have a lot to say. BBC News brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us, an Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Thursday at 1:30 and 8:30 GMT. Business Daily is in 30 minutes.
Today, we take a look at the sports betting industry in the US. Sports betting has only been legal outside of the state of Nevada since 2018. Since then, states across the country have introduced sports betting, an industry that is now worth more than $10 billion.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up after the news, it's People Fixing the World from the BBC World Service. I'm Myra Anubi, and today we're finding out about an unusual school in Thailand that's getting children to be more responsible by giving them the power to run their own school. Find out how they manage their finances.
When I actually get to do it, I enjoy it a lot since we are doing the actual job. With this hands-on experience, we see the school's real spending and the things we purchased.
Deal with bad behavior from fellow students.
We got a lot of naughty boys and girls. It's on their age and their generations and their friend.
And even recruit the staff.
They also evaluate teachers, and what their evaluation goes towards salary increase on a yearly basis.
Find out more about the school in Thailand that's run by kids on People Fixing the World right after the BBC News.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. The US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is to meet Ukraine's President Zelensky in Kyiv after arriving for an unannounced visit. Officials say he will deliver a strong message of reassurance as Ukraine struggles to hold back a new Russian incursion near Kharkiv. Mr. Blinken arrived by sleeper train. James Waterhouse has more details from Kyiv.
You can be sure what will come up will be the gradual arrival of this ammunition and weaponry as part of this $61 billion package, which was unlocked a month ago after a lot of political disagreement in Washington. And you can be sure that Mr. Blinken will be told about this continued Russian incursion in the northeast of Ukraine, which is only gathering momentum for the Russian side.
The United Nations says 20% of Gaza's population has again been displaced in the past week as Israel continues its offensive in Rafah. Palestinian civilians have been fleeing the packed southern city and also northern Gaza, where fighting has again intensified. The UN also confirmed the death of a foreign member of its security staff who was travelling to the south. Dan Johnson is in Jerusalem.
The incident's been condemned by the Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres. He's called for a full investigation, and Israel Defense Forces are conducting that review of exactly what happened in this incident. They say the early indications are that this vehicle was in an area of active combat and that its position, its route, hadn't been notified to the IDF. So that is perhaps how this incident occurred.
The French Pacific Territory of New Caledonia has imposed a curfew in the capital and banned public gatherings after riots sparked by proposed voting reforms. The airport has been closed. The High Commissioner said protesters shot at security forces using high-caliber rifles. 36 people have been arrested. The National Assembly in Paris is debating constitutional changes that would expand New Caledonia's electorate. A whistleblower who helped expose allegations of Australian war crimes in Afghanistan has been jailed for nearly 6 years. David McBride pleaded guilty to 3 counts of stealing and sharing secret military information with journalists. Here's Katie Watson.
David McBride said he had felt a moral duty to speak out after internal complaints he'd made had been ignored. He then leaked documents to journalists at the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Following the publication of the material, there was an inquiry that found evidence Australian forces had unlawfully killed 39 Afghans during the war. Australian police raided the national broadcaster to seize the material, a move that sparked controversy over media freedom in the country. The sentence handed down to Mr McBride on Tuesday was the maximum allowed by the court. David McBride is expected to appeal against the sentence.
BBC News. Georgia's parliament is expected to vote today on a controversial law on organisations and foreign funding that's caused weeks of mass street protests. The chamber is dominated by the governing party, which has promised that the bill will pass. Protesters believe it will adversely affect Georgia's vibrant civil society and its chances of entering the European Union. The acting foreign minister in Afghanistan's Taliban government has urged countries responsible for climate change to take responsibility after devastating floods killed more than 300 people there. Amir Khan Muttaqi said Afghanistan was among the worst affected by global warming. From Kabul, Caroline Davis reports.
Videos from the areas affected show sticky, thick mud coating cars, homes, trees ripped up from the ground, roads swept away, areas flattened, all in the path of the torrential waters. Diggers try to clear the mountains of mud and debris that has engulfed houses as people search for their belongings and loved ones. Over 1,600 people have been injured and thousands of homes destroyed, according to Taliban officials, with some areas still unaccounted for. With nowhere else to stay, some have been sleeping in the open air. Getting aid to those in need has been a challenge, with roads blocked or swept away.
Human rights groups are urging the British government and industry chiefs to put pressure on Saudi Arabia's leaders over a BBC report that revealed Saudi forces were told to kill in order to build a futuristic city. A UK trade conference is due to open in the Saudi capital, but rights campaigners have urged Britain's delegation to demand an independent investigation into the killing of a villager. The European Union's Fundamental Rights Agency says that while more LGBT people are open about who they are, they're facing more violence and harassment. The agency surveyed 100,000 people in EU member states, Serbia, North Macedonia and Albania. Many said they avoided holding hands in public. BBC News.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goil, yeah.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, will take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah. With nourishing Cowbell Premium Milk and Cowbell Vita Rich nourishment for you. There's a Cowbell milk for you, for you. Cowbell Vita Rich and Cowbell Premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
It's the 3i Africa Summit, where innovation, impact, and investment converge, where technology drives transformation. From the 13th to the 15th of May 2024, heads of state, central bank governors, thought leaders, innovators, investors, academics, and entrepreneurs will converge to unleash Africa's full potential. Discover the power of digital assets, explore the state of digital growth in Africa, and unveil lessons from Africa's central bank digital currency experiments. Engage in discussions on diversity in the creative arts and tech, financing Africa's SMEs and bridging the digital gender gap. Network with investors, pitch your ideas, and access funding at the 3i Africa Deal Room and Pitchfest. Join us at the Accra International Conference Center as we ignite a fintech revolution for Africa's financial future. Visit 3iafrica.com to register now.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Discrimination. The Commission has no intention of favoring any particular regions, constituencies, or zones in this registration exercise. All such commentaries implying that the Commission has sent bad equipment to certain parts of the country or frustrating the registration exercise in some regions or constituencies are championed by persons who are completely ignorant of the processes of the Electoral Commission or by persons who deliberately want to undermine the reputation and the recognition the EC enjoys in the eyes of those who understand our processes. The Commission understands that the right to register as a voter is a fundamental political right that must be protected for all Ghanaians who are at least 18 years old and meet the requirements for registration. Consequently, it's unfortunate that some will accuse the Commission of discriminating against a section of Ghanaians in the registration exercise. We wish to use this medium to again assure all Ghanaians that the Commission is committed to ensuring that all qualified persons get onto the voters' register and vote in the December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. It is in our interest to do so, and we take pride in the high percentage of our population who are registered as voters.
I am Wahinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, and this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms or invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and receive a monthly income for the perfect retirement. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit www.oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Obrapa Ahotonkwa.
Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Hello there. Are you interested in pursuing a career in the airline industry? Then I have great news for you. Travelex Group Limited is giving you the opportunity to get trained in IATA's travel and tourism courses, as well as other aviation-related professional courses. The modules equip you for diverse corporate fields as well. Training period is 6 months for most courses. Schedules are flexible. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the morning session and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. for the evening session. Payment plans are also available. Certificate and internationally recognized diplomas are received after successfully going through the program. The Travelex Group is in its 32nd year celebration and is giving out great discounts. So hurry and visit our new office at Cargo Door Airport behind the KLM office. Email us at travelexgrouplimited@gmail.com or call us on 024-656-7898 or 020-813-9985 or 026-688-8000.
Kofi EP. That's a great one from this young man, Raymond's nephew. DJ Black says, you guys interviewed Kofi Kinata and made it look like, an uncle talking to his, children.
With a lot of affection and endearment. Because if the young man is doing great work, you should appreciate that. And sometimes I agree with you. Old age can also make some of us feel like we are out of touch. But
old age.
Yes, those days.
Old age and family problems.
Yes. We are not that out of touch. I mean, it's wonderful music he does.
Oh, it is.
We respect him for it. In an era where it's sometimes very difficult to discern, make sense of the sometimes unintelligible gibberish that's shared around. The beacon of hope, light, comes out and you feel it, you understand it, you appreciate it. That's why we acknowledge and identify with him a lot of the time. And hopefully he will not change.
But Raymond, he wouldn't change.
He doesn't make a career of engaging in vituperations as a way of surviving.
No. He will survive. Yeah. But this morning here on the Super Morning Show.
Following the reports that came to the attention of the Commission on the second day of the registration exercise, we took the decision to direct our staff to switch to the offline registration mode to ensure all applicants in the queues get the opportunity to register. As a Commission, we prefer the online registration to the offline version because the online system ensures that those who have registered as voters do not get your chance to register again. The online system prevents double registration. However, with the offline registration, because the data is transferred after the registration, you can have instances where registered voters go to the registration centers to register again. At times too, because people have lost their voters card or they have forgotten where they registered as voters or have relocated, they try to register again. In these instances, our system will later identify their registration as double, thus making them ineligible to vote in the elections. We want to use this Let the Citizen Know platform to urge all those who registered either in the 2020 mass registration exercise or in the 2023 limited registration exercise not to attempt to register again as voters. Such persons will not be able to vote in the 2024 general elections.
Right, so that's the Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asare, making the point about, the challenges they went through and the fact that they would prefer, that a lot of people are able to register with a Ghana card. I mean, if people did that, all the challenges associated with the registration exercise, the doubts here and there, minors registering, all these things would be a thing of the past if we're using Ghana card. But of course, we've seen the disturbances, we've seen some of the violence associated with the process, Raymond. And you ask yourself, does this look like a dress rehearsal for election 2024?
First, I do not believe that this Ghana card fixes all problems in our registration. Problem will not persist. Listen, if the people on the ground really want to connive and condone and do that, they will do it. That is why there is a challenge system in play. If you suspect that Aaron is below the age that Aaron is supposed to be registering, you pick a form, you challenge the person. There's a form where you can determine that to be true or not. This is as simple as that. Why do we think that taking the law into our own hands and giving ourselves excuses or justifying that we are lawless people is something that we should be doing in this century? It doesn't make sense to me. It's almost as if we are different, we are so special, we are not so rational. When it comes to everything else, we are not so rational. So what we have to do is that we have to fight over things that are stipulated in the process. Nobody has said, I challenged it, but at the end of the day, the wrong decision was made. You can even take it up in a court if you feel that the wrong decision was made. So let's say somebody challenged Richard Anyagba. Richard Anyagba, Director of Communication of the MP. Somebody challenged him. It was a form they filled, like any other processes are required of you. Did they fight over that?
No.
No, the people were saying, people were worried about it, but why can't that be replicated across the country? Are we in this century participating in democracy that's almost 3 decades in the Fourth Republic, incapable of merely saying, I filled the form, I will go to the committee and justify why Winston should not be on that thing. Why will you sometimes create the impression that, we are special? In any case, apart from minors, you can also challenge that foreigner you're talking about.
Yeah.
Why is...
Yeah.
So, anyway, see,
it's
mindful of our
deliberate.
history, mindful of
These
our
politicians,
history, we
they
should
just
stop this
plain us.
conversation about sometimes treating our own as foreigners when it comes to
And you
election.
see, Raymond,
Yes, you know the person.
Conveniently.
You live with the person. Then at the end of the day, later on, you only realize that they are foreigners when it comes to registering to go and vote in an election. An election that has ripped domestic debt exchange, that has ripped all the democracy in our system. So you cannot disturb the peace of the people merely because you want to annex power.
Look, in 2020 when I was going to register, and at the time I went to register during the mop-up exercise. When I went there, so there was this agent who challenged my... He said,
your nationality?
No, he challenged my, whether I came from Mpoho to come and register. So when he started challenging, I looked at him and I said, my papa,
yeah, can you believe that?
Then he says, Mankayo.
No, politics, eh? It makes people lose their brains.
So then I was just like, Enkai. Okay, I'm bombing and I didn't show. He said, oh yeah. Because you see, when I went there, I had nothing to hide.
Yeah.
I got in there, presented my passport, and said, this is it. Go through the process. They asked me, where would you vote? And I showed them behind my father's house. I vote there. And that was it. Straight. I registered and left.
I think that some people also don't understand. Conveniently, they choose not to understand the process. I can live in Accra.
Even for agents.
I can live in Accra, as in work and live in Accra. I come from Mpoho. You can't stop me from coming to my hometown to register if I say that I want to vote in my hometown.
And again, people can even register in Accra and transfer the vote there.
Exactly.
Why do we make...
It's deliberate. It's just deliberate. And I think that we shouldn't tolerate them.
This is not vigilance.
We should
Sometimes it's needless engagement on this level.
So we should have some sort of punishment for people who needlessly also challenge.
Well, let's...
because they create chaos at these registration centers.
Let's move on. But also coming up this morning, listen.
The church is the foremost development partner of government. Why do I say so? You look at the number of schools the churches have built. Look at the number of hospitals the churches have built. Look at the number of universities the churches have built and the faith-based organizations have built. Look at the number of people the churches and faith-based organizations take care of on a daily basis. Can you imagine? Just take a thought for a moment that you wake up tomorrow and all the schools, universities, and hospitals the churches have built disappear. How would Ghana be like? Ghana will collapse, isn't it? We will not survive in this sort of situation because there will be chaos. So at that point, I was joking, and I said, people are talking about taxing churches. I don't believe, and we will not tax churches. Because if you look at the work the churches have done, then I was joking, then maybe we should have actually paid them for what they did, not really trying to tax them. But I wasn't really saying we should pay churches. No, I'm saying that we should give incentives to churches to do more.
Mr. Akwen, I guess the question will be, what sort of incentives would we give to the churches to do more?
The biggest incentive we can do is that the churches have been having conversations with the Ministry of Education, the GES, for them to return their schools to them. They say they are poorly managing their schools. They say government is incompetent at managing their schools and that they are derailing the quality and the standards of their schools. So return it to the various institutions that are supposed to be. They used to call them mission schools for a good reason. They say they are actually destroying even the moral fiber that's supposed to be built to the people in these schools. Return to them. That's where you start from. But let's start from the beginning of this conversation. You see, religion at any point in time in politics is problematic. When we overplay, it becomes a different issue altogether. We are also, because of Baume's peculiar situation, sometimes it's difficult to talk about this in a way. The conversation about taxing churches was to do with the business section of churches.
Which is actually taxed.
Yes. So
if you're a church and you go and engage in business, you pay taxes.
Yes. Do you know when this became a big issue? Because some pastors were flaunting all of the big cars. They were engaging in business, selling all of those things in the church. And people say, oh, but if the guy has all of these properties, and let's be able to determine which one. In fact, some of them said they were even gifts. The cars were gifts, but there's a gift tax too. So we brought up all of these matters. Now it has become an issue that the Vice President of the Republic, so many years down the line, did not have a comment on it previously. Now has a comment that says, oh, no, I don't support it. We should incentivize them. Rather, that conversation is there. In fact, I agree that churches need incentives, but where you start from is what they've been asking you for almost 15 years. That conversation about return the schools, we can better manage them. We did it before you took over, and you have done a poor job at it. Let it be known that that's where you should do the incentivization from. But you see, this is always what happens when you mix politics with their religion. You go and come back. You struggle to maintain it. That is why we mostly say, for any proper democracy to thrive, let the conversation about statehood be about the key issues. Rational choice key issues that affect people largely, not based on. So this conversation we are having, how about the 1 million I keep referencing who identified in the recent census as other? The other, no, where they fall in this conversation? Incentives or no incentives?
Ayo.
So let's move it along. Let's stop this appealing as if
I agree with you.
Yeah,
otherwise, you see,
you have to overcompensate for not being part of the majority Christian population, and then, so you have to do.
And then you come back and be explaining your own comments. See?
Okay, well, folks, let's get to the UPSA Law School Point of Law series for today, and I'm sure this is one that a lot of us farmers may or may not be happy with, depending on where you stand. But says, when obtaining farming rights from a stool or a family for poultry rearing or crop cultivation, the farmer's interest is limited to a maximum of 25 years. Section 22(1)(a) of the Land Act 2020, Act 1036.
Please go over it again.
When obtaining farming rights from a stool or family for poultry rearing or crop cultivation, the farmer's interest is limited to a maximum of 25 years. Section 22(1)(a) of the Land Act 2020, Act 1036. Amavi, you have further questions? Which you would answer yourself?
No, I disagree.
I think
you can't own it like, the way if you were negotiating for land, for instance, you can say maybe you got it for like 99 years.
Well, people actually, kind of I know people who... You go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I know people who buy lands for farming. So, but this law, and Professor Kofi Abuchi, so this law, you're suggesting that if we went and bought land for 99 years
and later converted to a farm,
we actually can do so for only
25 years.
25 years. Or is it the case that if I were to buy the land from an individual, in that case, I can do more than that?
What it means, I'm also thinking that what it means is that after 25 years, they can come back and start a conversation with you again.
Yes, but you see...
By the person, yes, I get the point that this might be when you deliberately set out to go and buy just for farming. I hope you get a point. Yes, but how about if I bought the land?
So why don't you lease it?
And my original intent was that I was going to build a mansion. Yeah. Then later on, I realized that farming is lucrative and I should engage in it. And I decided to do the ones that are stipulated here. Would it now be that I only own the land for 25 years?
You have to go back and have a conversation. The person lease the land to you for farming purposes or for a private project like a house.
So how about if I build a house and in front of the house I start a farm?
No, that one is a
backyard farming.
That one is a garden.
It's a garden.
Yeah, it's a garden.
10-acre garden.
It's a garden.
Oh, wonderful.
That's my understanding of the law.
That's the loophole.
That's my understanding.
But the thing about the UPSA law school concept is that you can be guided. So now at least you know what is in the
now we are
in
guided.
the acts.
So now we'll buy the land for house. and then we'll convert some to farm.
No, but stool lands, can you do that?
Well,
because stool lands, it's actually one of those lands that are protected. because it doesn't belong to even the current occupants.
But you can always go and challenge this.
We'll come back to this. Professor Kofi Abuchi is listening. He will come back with further and better particulars, maybe for Friday. But to the businessman, trader, parent sending money to loved ones and business partners, thanks to Access Bank and PAPS partnership, you can now send money across border hassle-free. You can send money to pay for goods and services, make business transactions and cover school fees across Africa without worrying about foreign exchange losses or delays. It's straightforward, secure, and keeps your mind at ease. Benefit from instant payments across Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone. With zero foreign exchange hassle when you send money in cities, it will now be received in any other currency by the recipient. For more information, visit our website, ghana.accessbankplc.com, or call our toll-free number 0800 00 4400. For all your cross-border payment, visit any of our branches and pops it with Access Bank. Access Bank, more than banking.
And it is settled now that the month of May is dedicated. Just celebrate the woman in your life, the mother in your life. And there's a cool way to do that. If you're looking for that special present
to celebrate mothers.
Appreciate
it didn't say
mothers.
Any woman in your life. It said mothers. It's a Mother's Day.
Continue by celebrating mothers.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Electroland Ghana Limited. They've just made it easy and affordable with our Mother's Day bundle promo. Just 1,999 Ghana cedis, you get a Nasco gas stove, kettle, juice maker, home theater, and fan. And this is the Mame Pap bundle. But there's also another one. Wudemufwa bundle. You show Mame she's your one and only. And that starts with 3,999 Ghana cedis, and your mom will get a Nasco electric hot pot, gas stove, kettle, blender, washing machine, and fan. And then there's also 7,999 Ghana cedis, where you get the LED digital satellite TV, a tabletop fridge, a gas cooker, a chest freezer, an electric hot pot, microwave, iron fan, gas stove, and a voltage regulator. This one there, you're doing like a complete change, and your mother will absolutely love it. So each bundle is a heartfelt gift of affordable luxury to appreciate your mother. If you're cool with this deal, and you must be, because there's something in it for everyone, call 050-315-9739 for further inquiries. Remember, terms and conditions are applicable.
The woman in your life.
I just won there 1,999.
No, don't worry. That's easily arranged.
The woman in your life is a mother too.
Yes.
To your children.
In today's competitive business landscape, a healthy workforce is the foundation of success, without doubt, right? That's why we have designed our corporate health plans to empower your employees and enhance your organization's performance with Equity Health Insurance. You are not just investing in insurance, you are investing in the future of your company. Our plans are tailored to meet the unique needs of your employees, providing comprehensive coverage and incomparable benefits. Our commitment goes beyond paperwork and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we stay with you all the way. Call us on 0501 515 124, 0501 515 124, or 0506 607 910, and let us serve you better. Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
And it's difficult to keep good news to yourself, especially when it can transform your life and those close to you. SG Ghana went low on interest rates last year, and this year we're even lower. Yes, Yatisubium. Are you an SG Ghana customer or on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll? Then get the money you need to turn your dreams into a reality. Visit any SG Ghana branch near you and speak to our dedicated staff about the amazing Yatisubium loans available today. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details. Offer runs to the 7th of June 2024. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you.
And Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, that's our favorite place to shop when it comes to books and stationery as well as furniture. The prices are affordable. They have a convenient online store, which means that you don't have to go through the hassle of going to any Kingdom store physically. Just log log on to kingdomstoreonline.com and just start shopping. Shop for whatever your children would need for school, what you need as well, and for your furniture. They will arrange delivery to your homes and offices within reasonable time, and you could get that delivery for free if you're in Accra or Tema. And they also accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now, we know a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. That's why we offer specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology. It's a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and improved protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer.
And the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, is now live at Fidelity Bank. Imagine sending money to your loved ones or business partners across Africa instantly and in Ghana cities. Well, don't wait for days for transactions to clear. No more expensive fees. Just fast, secure, and affordable payments. PAPS is here, and Fidelity Bank makes sending money through PAPS easy. Visit any Fidelity Bank branch and start sending money across Africa instantly to Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. Right, so your birthday messages and sports coming up after these messages. Stay with us.
Can you hear it? The freedom in our songs, the sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takoradi. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still Ghana go be. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah, with nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita-Rich nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita-Rich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita-Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
You worked hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a whole lot more for a lot less than you think. Instead of one takeout dinner, how about treating the family to a whole month of the best entertainment with DSTV? From thrilling sports, blockbusters, captivating series, to entertaining kid shows, we have it all.
Totally awesome.
And with DSTV Stream, you can watch on the go.
I'm here.
Plus, you can choose a package to suit your pocket. There's a whole lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think with DSTV.
And our time for your birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African Bank, with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner. Today is the birthday of Grace Ameobin. We all know Grace as the one who set up FC, right?
FC, yes.
Brilliant. Hey, Mama V.
Memories coming back. Happy birthday to you, Mom.
This one says, can you wish my wife, Mrs. Doreen Ohene Asari, Esquire, a blessed and glorious birthday? Your beauty and look for your age makes you an expert in this whole aging game. Cheers to another year of mischief together. And that's from your husband. And finally, Ebenezer Afenidazi and the wife would love to wish their dear friend and brother Dennis Osai Uso a very happy birthday. And they want this young man the very best of life. We're grateful for the opportunity and support during their wedding ceremony.
All right, it's a happy birthday to Reverend Paul Otri Boateng, head pastor, Eastern Region Area B and Royal House Chapel, Kofrodia Assembly. Love from your wife and children, entire leadership of the church, and also from the Otri Boateng family in Kofrodia. It's also your 70th birthday today. Openyin Kwame Wadie of Nkwetiakweu is from your dear wife Lillian and your children Eric, Richard, Godfred, Augustine, Noel, Thelma, Daniel, and their children. Not forgetting the entire Yeboah Wadie family. God richly bless you, they say.
All right, so now time for the Sports Center, proudly brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. DSTV, it's your moment. And Cowbell Premium Milk. Cowbell.
Creamy goodness. Late entrance here before you go on. Happy birthday to Haruna Mubarak. May Allah bless you and grant your heart desires. Haruna Mubarak, happy birthday. It's not Langa Langa, is it?
That's Langa Langa. That's Langa Langa.
Oh, happy birthday.
Okay, well, with MTN Pick and Pay Later, you can now buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient, easy daily, weekly, or monthly installment plans. All you have to do is walk into any of our selected MTN service centers to choose your favorite from a wide range of mobile phones on offer. And the best part is all phones come with up to 2 GB free MTN data for the first 6 months, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online. Go on, share the exciting news with your family and friends, and let them know that you can pick now and pay later on MTN. So, what are we doing today?
Well, so folks, imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right. We are not just offering loans. We are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout or any of the following numbers: 050-153-5789 or 050-153-5790. The very last one, 0244-674-154. Together, let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dream shine brighter than ever. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And listen, Cowbell definitely thinks about you. That's why they're offering continuous nourishment that is creamy and tasty. So this comes in 2 new variants, the Cowbell Premium and the Cowbell Vitarage. But for now, let's talk about the Cowbell Premium, which is a nutritious milk containing essential minerals and vitamins, including vitamin A, B9, C, D, E, and K. Also, Cowbell Premium is unique mainly because of its rich, creamy taste and 23.6% protein content. It offers more in its single serve pack at 26 grams and is also available in 360 grams and 400 grams. So if you are in search for something to complement your beverage or porridge this morning with that rich, creamy taste and value for money as well, Cowbell Premium is definitely the option. So stay tuned to hear about the additional exciting offer, which is the Cowbell Vitarage. Ghana, there's a Cowbell for you. Cowbell are creamy goodness, and this advert is FDA approved. Achu, morning.
Good morning. I hope you're having a better morning than the Liverpool fans.
They are walking alone.
Yes, last night they could not get the results. They could not hold on and lost in that game.
It's a done deal.
Yes,
Liverpool is out.
They were forced to settle for your point. We told you about how Aston Villa smashed and grabbed their way to that dramatic draw with Liverpool, and Rooney's round the banned accusations against Manchester United players in today's Joy Sports Centre with me, Victor Wachutanakla. But first, the Black Starlets will kick off their WAFU Zone B and the 17 Nations Cup campaign tomorrow. They go against Cote d'Ivoire at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. The Under-17 national team are aiming to qualify for next year's AFCON after missing out on the previous 2 editions. Head coach Lai Kingston is confident his team can host and win the WAFU Zone B tournament.
Our target is to take it a game at a time, make sure we dominate every opponent that we meet, and then make sure we qualify. Since 2017, we've now qualified into the Under-17 Youth Championship. So that's our main target, but we have to take it a game at a time. And for me, I think the boys are ready, taking it a game at a time and then qualifying. And then after that, we chase the trophy. Since it's been played in Onshore, we have to be hosting and winning it.
From one coach to another, in Dreams FC's Karim Zito has expressed satisfaction with what his team achieved this season, despite failing to defend their MTN FA Cup title that would have ensured a return to the CAF Confederation Cup. Dreams lost their semi-final game to Bofakotano on Sunday by 2-1, a result which means they will no longer be able to play in the CAF Confederation Cup next season after reaching the semi-final this year on first attempt.
I've achieved seriously, because sometimes when you defend your title, you might be out even before this. I combined 3 playing at a time, and these same players now look at injury have affected me seriously. But that's no excuse. You understand me? So I would say that is why I said we did our best out of where we went out of the CAF Confederation. To me, we did better. Again, come back to the still semi-finals. We're out. It's one of those things in football.
Abdul Karim Zito is Dreams FC coach speaking after the team failed to make it to the final of the FA Cup. Moving on, the LOC chairman for the Confederation of African Athletics Region 2 Seniors Championship, Dr. Kwame Bawumiako, wants support to ensure that the organization of the competition is a success. Speaking to the media ahead of the event on June 3rd, Dr. Bawumiako urged all who helped in executing the African Games to channel the same attitude and resources to this event.
Is that we have a God-given task to support Ghana Athletics to host the Confederation of African Athletics Region 2 Seniors Championship. But the men and the women who made sure that the All African Games athletics competition was excellent should be commended as a basis for whatever we are going to do, because they got all the equipment. We know which people can support us to do it, the volunteer system, the officiating officials, the security, and all the medical facilities. We believe that Ghana has shown that it has the capacity.
Let's head to the Premier League next.
Diaby, great turn of foot here. Durant! In! It's 3-3 in the most extraordinary fashion.
Extraordinary scenes as Jean Durant scored twice in 3 minutes to earn Aston Villa a thrilling 3-3 draw with Liverpool at the Villa Park in the race for 4th place in the Premier League. A horrendous error by goalkeeper Emi Martinez gifted Liverpool the lead just 2 minutes into the game before Yuri Tillemans restored parity for Villa 10 minutes later. The Reds re-established their lead through Cody Gakpo before Jarrell Quansah made it 3, but substitute Durant scored twice in the final 5 minutes of last night's encounter to tie the game at 3-0. Despite missing in on the title, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp is satisfied with the club's 3rd place finish on the Premier League.
You can make of it what you want. That's the story of the season or whatever. I don't see it like that. I know nobody wants to hear that, but being this season the 3rd best team in the league, from where we are coming from, is a statement as well as improvement with a lot of changes. I like it. Not over the moon about it, but obviously since a week or two we have to accept that we cannot be the best or the 2nd best team in the league. So, and that's a good basis for the future, and that's all you can ask for then.
A win would have ensured that Aston Villa push closer to Champions League football and actually secure that slot for next season. But Unai Emery is confident his team can still do it on the final day of the season.
And still one match to play, Sunday in Palace, and we are motivated, very motivated to get there, because today we had the opportunity to get 3 points and we didn't do. But how we played really was watch a game. Even today we played more chaotic than normal when we needed to exploit our emotions with our support and try to push with everything. I am very proud of the support.
Unai Emery speaking about their Champions League chances. Speaking of which, the team they are competing with for that spot is Tottenham Hotspur. They face title-chasing Manchester City later tonight in a game that could decide the future of the Premier League trophy itself. A win for Tottenham will tilt the scales in Arsenal's favour, but City could put themselves in pole position if they win tonight's contest. Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou is saying the things Arsenal fans would love to hear.
Like I said, there's a pretty simple notion to this. There's a game of football tomorrow night. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think we are going to do as a team, or any team on this planet? Are we going to just try and win? It's a simple, basic premise. Now, how that makes people feel, I'm not really fussed. I don't really care. I'd hate to think that anyone thinks that we would go out there tomorrow night with anything other than trying to measure ourselves against a top team and maybe win a game of football that's consequential. How are we ever going to become a team that wins things if we don't win the big games, if we shy away from it? So why would we shy away from a challenge tomorrow night that exists? So
that's the sort of tone and choice of words that Arsenal fans would love, but certainly not Pep Guardiola and Manchester City.
You know, the mindset is easy. So in terms of we don't win, we are not going to win the Premier League, and this is what you have to do to know exactly what they are as a team. And it's so demanding, always have been in there, but especially this season because they are more proactive than was in the past with the different managers. So I had the feeling that to beat Arsenal today is so difficult because they made very, very good things in all departments, so it's so difficult to beat them. So the moment we had weeks ago, the chance to depend on us, is try to use it. And we have done it so far really well, and we have the last chance away to give the chance at home.
Still in issues related to the city of Manchester, the other club in that city is United. Their former captain Wayne Rooney has accused the club's current players of faking injuries in order to avoid criticism. United were forced to fill their 32nd different centre-back pairing in Sunday's 1-0 defeat to Arsenal, as they were without key players Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. Rooney, who's the club and England's all-time top scorer, says the players could also be saving themselves for the European Championships.
As we look at the injuries they've picked up, and some of them players can play. Some of them players can play with
the injured players.
Yeah, 100%. If you've got an FA final coming up, it's easy for players to, because they're getting a little bit of stick now, it's easy for players to stay out for a little bit and then come back towards the final and get themselves ready for the European Championships. And you've seen it. I've seen it myself over the years. So I just think the players who are being injured, they're not filling themselves with any credit at the minute, and the manager's going to take all the stick for that.
Before we check out of session, the OKC Thunder beat the Dallas Mavericks 196 to level their Western Conference semi-final series at 2-2 in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 22 of his game-high 32 points in the second half, while Thunder teammates Chet Holmgren registered 18 points, 9 rebounds and 4 blocks on the night. Dallas had 54-43 at halftime, but Thunder closed the game with a 20-10 run to take the win. Game 5 in their best-of-7 playoff series will take place in Oklahoma on Wednesday. And in the Joy Sports Center, my name is Victor Achutamakle. Back to you, Mama V.
All right. Thank you very much, Achu. And log on to myjoyonline.com/sports, where you can find a lot more sports stories. Social media messages here on our show, proudly brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Mala 2 from NS Chemist, Mala 2 Power over malaria, GTP Lifestyle, and Rapinol. When the pain is too much to bear, grab Rapinol from Danix Iton PLC. Rapinol, the rapid pain reliever.
Across Africa, a new era has begun. Shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way. A better Africa.
It's the 3i Africa Summit, where innovation, impact, and investment converge, where technology drives transformation. From the 13th to the 15th of May 2024, heads of state, central bank governors, thought leaders, innovators, investors, academics, and entrepreneurs will converge to unleash Africa's full potential. Discover the power of digital assets, explore the state of digital growth in Africa, and unveil lessons from Africa's central bank digital currency experiments. Engage in discussions on diversity in the creative arts and tech, financing Africa's SMEs and bridging the digital gender gap. Network with investors, pitch your ideas, and access funding at the 3i Africa Deal Room and Pitchfest. Join us at the Accra International Conference Center as we ignite a fintech revolution for Africa's financial future. Visit 3iafrica.com to register now.
I send them, you get them. I get them, I send them.
I get them.
I pay them.
Telecel cash. I get them. I pick them.
Telecel
cash.
You get them.
I send them.
Telecel cash. I send them. You get them.
Telecel cash.
I get them.
I buy them. I take them.
I pay them. I send them.
Telecel cash. Telecel cash.
Experience the ultimate convenience of sending money on Telecel Cash. Sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is free. You can also make payments to merchants on all networks. Enjoy best value and total security with Telecel Cash.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Electroland Ghana Limited is giving its May Day promotion in all its shops and authorized dealers across Ghana. Grab a Samsung Full HD 32-inch LED TV for just 2,349 Ghana cedis. Get our discounted media tabletop fridge at 1,999 cedis. Buy a TCL UHD 4K Smart Android 55-inch LED TV at 6,299 Ghana cedis. And get a free Nasco 5-burner cooker. Mayday promotion near good. Get a Nasco 90 liters top freezer at 1,699 Ghana cedis. And if you're looking for top quality dishwashers, gas hobs, chimney knots, and electric hobs, Electrolux got you with exciting discounts as well. Rush now. Terms and conditions apply. For further information, call 050-315-9739. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of luxury and affordable appliances.
From the producers of The Gods Are Not to Blame comes another theatrical marvel.
A deformity is a deformity.
In honor of Professor Martin Owusu, dive deep into the heart of Ghanaian theatre as Image Bureau,
In partnership with April Communications
and the National Theatre present
The Legend of Akusika.
That orphan who killed her mother and destroyed her own father.
Live at the National Theatre on June 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day.
Tickets selling now at 200 Ghana cedis only
At imagebureaugh.com.
or dial star 714 star 11 star 21 hash.
The Legend of Akusika.
Directed by Na Ashoko.
Supported by the Ghana Tourism Authority,
New Plans Car Rental,
MGL Logistics,
Joy FM,
and proudly brought to you by
Stanbic Bank
and the National Lottery Authority.
The Legend of Akusika.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
It's coming up to 8 o'clock. At 8, we'll bring you the Business Minute thanks to Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Waikari Capital together towards tomorrow. And we have a mental health awareness conversation on the Super Morning Show this morning. The theme for our conversation on mental health is moving for our mental health. There's a lot to learn from this conversation here on the Super Morning Show. You've got to stay for it, but it's 8 o'clock now. Time for us to bring you the Joy Business Minutes. It's brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the Generator Experts, and Waikari Capital together towards tomorrow. Here we go.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the Generator Experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow. Traders are set to increase prices of some foodstuff and other goods on the market in the coming days. This is due to the continued depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar. President Akufo-Addo has advised government officials and business leaders from around the continent attending the 3i Africa Summit in Accra to use technology to reduce the cost of trading. Meanwhile, various speakers at the 3i Africa Summit have been pushing for more funding for fintech and innovation. US President Joe Biden has ordered a Chinese-owned cryptocurrency miner and its partners to sell land they own near a US nuclear missile base, citing spying concerns. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the Generator Experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow.
Super Morning Show. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's a minute after 8. Thanks to Daryl and the business team for bringing us the Business Minute. And we're always grateful. The Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the Generator Experts, and Waikari Capital together towards tomorrow make it possible for us to bring you the Joy Business Minute. It's on 8 a.m. every weekday here on the Super Morning Show.
And Waikari Capital is a multinational fund management company regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Waikari Capital, with experience in fund management and investment banking, has over the years helped its customers to thrive by enabling them to achieve their lifetime financial goals. Waikari Capital invests funds in ways that create a positive future for its customers and their families and businesses, and offers corporate finance and advisory services. In these ways, Waikari Capital helps its customers to create the best life. You too can create your best life. Just speak to Waikari Capital today on 0501 577 546 or 0501 577 547. Locate their office on the 4th floor, Gulf House, opposite the Ghana Standards Authority. Visit waikaricapital.com for more information. Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow.
And Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, they actually sell generators. You know, the silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500.
So that you don't disturb your neighbors.
Exactly. Exactly. If somebody doesn't have, you don't have to rub it in. All right. So from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA, Anointed Electricals will sort you out. They also have genuine spare parts for your generators as well. They do rent generators for that important occasion. Listen, you don't want to take things for granted, so you need a generator on standby. They will sort you out as well. They have branches nationwide. Just check out their branch at Amrahia. Frims Oil on the main Adenta Dodowa Road. That's where you would find them if you are in that vicinity. But they're also in East Legon, Lagos Avenue Road, opposite Tom Rick Hotel, and they are in Tema as well, the Tema General Hospital Road, Community 9, just after the overhead. If you are in Kaswa, you'll find Anointed Electricals of the Wager Kaswa Road near Semaf Cement Depot, and Odoko, where they have their head office at number 77 Anointed House of the Odoko Malam Road, Accra. But listen, call their hotline, whatever your challenge is, 0243 480 334, 0243 480 334. They have customer service. They will make an arrangement for you to own a generator, to rent a generator, or to repair your generator, or maybe also to maintain your generator. Just get in touch with Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. We're grateful to EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, Mala 2 from Ernest Chemist, Mala 2, power over malaria, GTP lifestyle, and Rapinol, when the pain is too much to bear, grab Rapinol from Dennis Iton PLC. Rapinol, the rapid pain reliever. Because of them, we're able to share your social media messages with the rest of the world. 055 1111997. That's our WhatsApp number. You can also reach us on X Joy997, and please add the hashtag Joy SMS to your comment as well as Facebook.
And this is the year to stop singing and talking about chopping and enjoying life and just do it. EcoBank has over 1 million cedis worth of cash and prizes in the EcoBank Million Gang promo for you and over 7,000 others across Ghana. Hey, my God. Look, winners will be rewarded bi-weekly, and you can be one of them, winning up to 10,000 Ghana cedis. There will also be 3 monthly draws, and all you have to do is to deposit cash in multiples of 500 Ghana cedis into your EcoBank account at your nearest branch, EcoBank Express Point, or via EcoBank Mobile to stand a chance of winning. Other prizes include fuel vouchers, shopping vouchers, airtime, and many more. Promo runs from May till the 31st of July 2024. It's your time to chop life. Remember, every 500 Ghana cedis deposit earns you an entry into the EMG draw. A better way to enjoy life, a better way, a better Africa. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Yeah, shall we say good morning to all our EcoBank friends? Fred Amegashi
Yes,
is the branch
Freddie
manager, Osu EcoBank.
But you know the Fred Amegashi, there are 2 of them, eh?
Oh.
Yes, the one at the branch manager is there, but there's also an older Fred Amegashi who's OMSU 1970. He finished Mauli School in 1970. We call him Young Uncle. Mama V, if you see the man, 1970.
Yeah?
Fred Amegashi, Freddie Moore, Young Uncle.
Young Uncle.
Charlie.
We greet you, Young Uncle.
He has refused to grow. Young Uncle. He finished secondary school 54 years ago.
Whoa!
Oh, yes. 54 years
whoa.
ago. But he's still around.
And he's still young.
Doing things.
Let me say good morning to Alex Opo. Alex Opo is actually my relationship person at EcoBank. So good morning.
Mama V. Raymond is coming. Raymond, come. Come and say something.
It's 7 minutes after.
Oh, listen to Raymond.
Listen, we're just saying good morning to our friends at EcoBank. What's your problem?
You want to move on.
Mama V.
Shall we do a quick round?
Manye.
They say ask for Mama V and transparency.
No, not at all.
Have you sent him greetings?
Not yet.
Have you sent friends the greetings to your new friend? Bring the list. Mama V, bring the list. Mama V, bring the list. Bring the list.
I've given up.
Okay.
Wait.
Allow the woman.
What a trap.
Please, we know the list is red.
Mr. Victor Asante. He's MD and CEO First Bank.
What a trap.
Yes,
Hey, what's not a trap anymore?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's a trap, mama. Oh, GCB Bank.
She has moved on.
No way, I haven't. I don't leave my friends.
Now you have reached
hang on,
First Bank. Now she's
at
First
GCB.
You are going to GCB.
Mr. Kofi Adumako, I greet you, sir.
From there, go to CBG. Raymond, you go to CBG.
Yes. Daniel Senado.
Fantastic man.
Yes.
What would you say about his?
Oh, but everybody knows that I'm a transparent person. Yes.
And CBG, they are part of the sponsors for the 3i Africa Summit. Of which I will be there tomorrow. Very important.
No. At least, in all fairness,
is he going as a participant, or he's moderating, or he's an MC?
But I see, in Winston's case, at least
we are partners.
Do you know how he said
Winston,
it?
you are not going as multimedia.
We are partners. We are partners.
Yes, but we've been reading that.
We are partners.
No.
We are partners.
So his presence there tomorrow
will
be what?
Yeah.
As a partner. Yes.
So I shouldn't call GRA.
What is GRA can do that?
Oh, you can call
part of the summit.
Oh, you can call them.
Are they part of the summit?
Call GRA. Oh no, but oh no, don't worry. But at the end of the quarter pay tax,
Yes.
I pay tax to GRA.
As is always expected.
They've done the assessment, so I go and pay. GRA has done the assessment. But having said that, I'm also reminding you that you too must do your.
Me right now. It's all multimedia.
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to say
her
anything.
income is now only from employment.
It's stagnant.
Accessible income.
I tell you.
Yes.
Well, it's 9 minutes after 8. We have a good conversation on mental health. We're talking mental health awareness with our friends at the Psychiatric Association of Ghana and the Ghana Psychological Association as well. We've got a clinical and psychologist as well as a counselor in the studio and the vice president of the Psychiatric Association of Ghana. Good conversation, especially in times like these, man. You know, if you're going through it, we've been talking about the dialysis treatment. If you've been going through this whole ordeal where you cannot even raise 380 Ghana cedis and then suddenly you hear that figure has even gone up. I mean, what that alone could do to you. Oh, our hearts go out to, all those who are facing that challenge today. People are struggling to raise the money so that they can have their weekly dialysis treatments. Stay for that conversation here on the Super Morning Show. Big stories, though, brought to you by Telecel, connecting Energy's latest film, your partner for life and equity health insurance, here for you.
Just before we do this, congratulations to economist Dr. Edu Owusu-Sarkodie of the Economics Department, University of Ghana, on your promotion to the rank of senior lecturer. And that's coming from all of us, including George Weafe. But dreaming of the perfect sofa to upgrade this year, your dream sofa is now a reality at Latest Foam, introducing a sensational V sofa range where comfort meets style at prices that will make your heart skip a beat. Hop into your Latest Foam showroom nationwide to dive into a world of colors and choices, from the sleek L-shaped V sofa at just 3,100 to the complete V sofa set for an unbeatable 6,500. You have the opportunity to elevate your living space with the Latest Foam, your forever partner in comfort and luxury. Hurry, your perfect sofa awaits. Latest Foam, your partner for life.
And you're about to have the world at your fingertips because the wait is finally over. Telecel is here. Now you have everything you want and need. Quick and reliable communication, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash, transforming your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Just connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities, because with Telecel, there's no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. And Winston, we have a message from Senyo, because I think it was you. You said that the average salary in Ghana, you pegged it at about 3,500 Ghana cedis.
3,400.
All right,
yes,
so
yes,
Senyo,
about 3,000. Yes.
Senyo is reminding us that some people are living in different parts of Ghana, and it will interest us to know that this group also live in Accra. So he earns 640 cedis a salary. And he says, I will be 36 years in September. No wife and child. Difficult to go to hospital when your health fails. In all this, I'm fighting hard to climb higher in education. It's not easy. Senyo from Oyarifa, it is not easy at all, because I'm thinking about school fees. I saw some of my past receipts when I first went to Central, and I think I was paying about 5,000 something then. And the fees now. So if you're earning 640 cedis and you have to pay 3 semester fees, transportation, food, oh Charlie, and you're alone. So imagine, when are you going to save enough to settle, to have a wife and children, and begin to pay fees for your children as well?
That's the problem. And so, we're talking about average salaries. And you know that some people definitely will earn more others. But I actually talked about the fact that people who even earn less than the average salary, because we've pegged it. But to think that this man earns 640 Ghana cedis.
That's less than 1,000.
Yes. In today's Ghana, how's he going to survive?
How much is transport alone? Senor, how much do you spend on transport?
And that's the point. And so you'd realize that a lot of these people sometimes would have to do exercise. They say, I'm exercising. So they walk, and then get a car, then they continue.
So imagine you even manage to work and you're earning 640 Ghana cedis. and you have to get your dialysis twice a week, let me even just put it at once a week, and you're paying the new figure of 470 something, how much will be left?
Mama V, and look, 640 divided by 30 is 21. So how would he even eat daily? I mean, if he was supposed to, 21 Ghana cedis, transportation, feeding, health, and everything. How's that possible?
Well, that's why this next conversation is absolutely important. These are realities that we face, right? It can get into your head and it can mess you up big time. So let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. 055-1111-997. That's our WhatsApp number. Please join us and also reach us on X with the hashtag Joy SMS. It's Joy997 on X and on Facebook as well. We'll have a conversation on mental health. We've got a vice president of the Psychiatric Association of Ghana. We also have a clinical psychologist and counselor with the Ghana Psychological Association. If you've got any issues, kindly let us know. It's Joy 99.7 FM, and this is the Super Morning Show.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Cashman.
Yeah.
Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls?
My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
How?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel.
And that's why Nana is calling us.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534
or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after sales service.
Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
Waikari Capital. We are a multinational fund management company regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Our aim is to help our customers thrive by enabling them to achieve their lifetime financial goals while investing their funds in ways that create a positive future for them, their families, and their businesses. In this way, we help them to create the best life. Speak to us today. Call us on 050-157-7546 or 050-157-7547. Visit www.waikaricapital.com. Waikari Capital. Together towards tomorrow.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Right to live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And Mario was telling all of us earlier about the need to have a conversation about our mental health. And this morning we are privileged to be joined by Samuel Panti, who is clinical psychologist. He's also a counselor with the Ghana Psychological Association, and Yenusom Malu, who is Vice President, Psychiatric Association of Ghana. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Winston.
Yes, I believe you're all doing well.
Yeah, doing great.
Good. And I see that it's a purple month, so why May for mental health awareness?
Okay, all right, so I'll go first. Right, so we all know that generally in the world, we have 10th of October as the Mental Health Awareness Day, generally in the world. We realized from Ghana Mental Health Authority that particular day alone kind of sometimes doesn't help us to get our message out there. So I've gotten the opportunity to choose May as a whole month celebration, or to get the opportunity to create a mental health awareness or advocacy using May instead of the usual October 10th. However, the date still stands and we will still have the celebration on that day. However, we wanted to have more time and more advocacy and more opportunity to be able to spread our news in Ghana. That's why we chose May in addition to the already 10th October.
Great. Now, let's look at something, mental health itself, because for many people, when they hear mental health, the question they ask is, what do we mean by mental health? When we say mental health, what do we mean?
So, I mean, mental health, let me use an authority. The World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of well-being in which an individual can realize his or her abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can be productive and fruitful, and can make a contribution to his or her society. So essentially, it's not the absence of you having a mental illness that means that you have good mental health, but if you are able to go through, these four main phases. So, for example, the coping with normal stress of life. Look, it's the fact that you've gotten up, done your basic hygiene and your chores, and you had to come to work. For someone, it's a tall order. The person doesn't even have the energy to get up and do that. The fact that my colleague is a clinical psychologist, he was able to realize that, look, these are my abilities, my potentials. He was working towards it, So mental health goes beyond just the absence of mental disorder, but it's a holistic something.
Interesting, because for many people, who may not have even checked whether they have a few things, just assume that by virtue of waking up, and no matter how stressed you are going through the day, that means you're okay. But you say there's more to it. Samuel, how about you? What do you say?
Right, there's more to it. I think we are mostly conditioned to say we are fine when somebody asks you how you're doing. I think when I entered and asked you how you're doing, Winston, you said you're fine. But the actual sense, let me go further a little bit. What time did you sleep? What time did you wake up? Was a major thought on your mind? It might not be work, it might be something else. You might be having an issue regarding work, you might be having an issue regarding family. So entirely, we are not entirely fine like that, but we kind of been conditioned to openly say that we are fine whenever anybody asks you any question concerning your health. And so it's necessary for us to know that mental health is there, issues concerning mental health is there, and it's no respect of anybody, whether which job you do or whatever. You'll still be going through some aspect concerning your health regarding your mentality.
Okay, so the theme is movement. Yeah. Moving for our mental health. And it emphasizes physical activity and exercise, which for many is known to improve physical health. Yeah. But does it also impact your mental well-being, and how does it do that?
Let me just state that the theme is movement, moving more for our mental health, moving more. We all need to move, we all need to exercise, we all need to get into physical activity. Yes, for those who exercise, who get a lot of physical activity, they will tell you that they have this general feeling of overall well-being. They feel good when they are involved in physical activity. So yes, beyond your physical health, there's a lot of benefits to your mental health, or it has an impact on your mental health. For example, doing exercise or you get your physical activity, and those who go to the gym will tell you, or those who work out, you have this feeling of good, feeling well. That's because endorphins have been released. Endorphins are like what we call chemical substances or neurotransmitters that are released when you get involved in this physical activity, and it's a natural painkiller, and also reduces your level of stress. Also, engaging in physical activity and exercise helps to reduce stress by reducing the stress hormone we call cortisol. Usually when you are very stressed out, cortisol levels are high. That can lead to other physical conditions, mental health issues, So it tends to reduce the levels of cortisol. So that's why the theme is movement, moving more for our mental health. Maybe some will want to add on more.
Let me add up. Right. So, as we as human beings, every part of us is connected. So our physical is connected to our mental, it's connected to our emotions, it's connected to psyche, and it's connected to our spiritual. In the sense that if your physicality or your head is paining you, to some extent you think about it, you start thinking, you get worried about it. How will I go through my day? You're having issues with your mental health there. Now at that point, your emotions is not fully checked. So at that point in time, you might not really be so happy and so joyous as you are supposed to be, right? So everything is connected in the same way as movement. Now, when you move, of course, you feel good about yourself. When you have physically fit, your self-esteem is high, right? You feel happy to move around during the day. And it has a lot of impact on your mental health if you are happy during the day. Yeah.
Let me just add that, when you do exercise, you feel good about your body.
Yeah.
There are people who feel like their body is not, but when you exercise and you are getting a good body shape, you begin to feel good. And generally, that also improves your self-esteem and then the way you see yourself and your overall well-being. Yeah.
So, you've talked about the, exercising and all of that, but by what other means, beyond the exercise, what other means can individuals improve their mental well-being?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, Winston. I think that all of us, we're in a stressful world. Things are not going well. Economy is going down the slope. But hey, that doesn't mean that we should just also go down. When you are overwhelmed, when things are getting bad for you, do not keep things to yourself. At least have someone you can talk to, can confide in, and share your problems with that person. That's one way. Two is, like we already said, exercise is one way to go about it. Three, when things go beyond the point whereby you can help yourself, and there's really nobody. We have the health professionals, the mental health experts. I'm a psychiatrist. Sam is a clinical psychologist. We are there to help you. Maybe someone want to add some more.
All right. So I'll add one major one. That is the sleep issue concerning sleep. Where when you're going through some form of stress or you're going through mental health issues, sleep is necessary. It's a part that what actually heals you. So sleep is necessary. We have the food that you eat and eating at the right time, and drinking water during the day. Having time to can go through yoga, you can go through meditation, you can go through some form of mindfulness. All these things can be guided for you when you open yourself up to come for therapy or sessions with us. And I don't think the challenge is we feel that therapy is for some specific people. But I can tell you, Winston, if I have a conversation with you within 3, 4, 5 minutes, you realize that you have to come for therapy.
That would be nice. And you're right. Most of the times we think that, a lot of people that you see, walking on the streets are those who need therapy. But like you've just indicated, if all of us were to come, for a conversation, realize that we all need therapy.
Yeah, we do.
So, which means it's important that we see a professional.
Yes.
You just don't assume that you're all right.
Yes.
Good.
And then Winston, just to add on mindfulness, we need to watch our thoughts.
Yeah.
That the negative thoughts are just too much. Can imagine if Sam should pass a negative comment on you, you not feel good. But when you pass those negative comments about yourself consistently, it damages you. So let's watch our thoughts and then let's be positive.
So tell us, before we wrap it all up, tell us what are some of the common mental health related challenges faced by persons in Ghana?
So in Ghana, when you look at the WHO, that was done in 2020, it came out that depression and anxiety, schizophrenia, substance use disorders, bipolar and epilepsy are the 5 topmost conditions we have in Ghana.
Okay. Now, what are the main factors that hinder access to quality care for persons with mental health related disorders?
All right, so that's quite a number. I'll first talk about issues concerning access to mental health professionals. Now, we are in Accra. Accra, you can pass everywhere. You get a facility where you can easily get access to the likes of Dr. Maluk and myself and other colleagues as well. Somebody who probably at, let me say, Asin Yankumase or sorry, but like I'm using Asin because that's where I'm from. Right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't offend anybody because that's your hometown.
Right. So somebody like that from that far wouldn't get the opportunity to have access to us and have conversations with us. We also realize that the funding for us is a challenge. So in Ghana, as of 2013, when the government made a general posting of clinical psychologists in the major hospitals, from that time till now, there's not been any posting again. Yes, so it's a major challenge concerning the financing and also stigmatization. I think I'll end with that as well. Stigmatization is an issue. Now, if you come to Winston says, "Oh, I'm going to Pantine to see Dr. Maluk," what will your colleagues be saying at your work?
That's actually the issue. But finally, what are some of the interventions or recommendations to help address these challenges?
Good. I mean, so funding is a major issue. The Mental Health Act 2012 Act 846, which was promulgated in 2012, apart from making sure that mental health care was decentralized, also sought to make provisions for a clear source of fund that hasn't seen the light of day. So funding is a major issue, and the government has a lot to do on that. I know recently there's been a lot of talk of putting mental health disorders on the NHIS. Let's pray that sees the light of the day. We were given December last year. I hope the Dr. Kubo, who was the NHIS boss, now they're waiting to be Minister of Health. And we can look at that. And access, like you said, I know the agenda 111, there are 3 mental health facilities that are supposed to be built in the Middle Belt, Northern Belt, if that can also be fast tracked. So.
Right.
Yes, someone.
I wouldn't say it's too bad everywhere, because I know some institutions are actually doing well when it comes to providing mental health for their staff and their workers or those who work there. So I work with Arayan International School, and in Arayan we have a space where the school has quite a number of therapists. So 3 clinical psychologists and 2 arts therapists. The students get the opportunity to come have conversations with us, so as the teachers as well. So it's not all bad. However, we still have to spread our tentacles everywhere. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel Panti, who is clinical psychologist and counselor, Ghana Psychological Association, and Dr. Yenusom Malugu, who is vice president, Psychiatric Association of Ghana. When we return after these messages, we have a conversation about the limited registration exercise. The Electoral Commission will be in studio. Director of Electoral Services, Dr. Sribo Kweku, will be our guest.
come back from the break.
Yes, and that's the kind of song you sing when you are escaping from the south of the Republic of Ghana and from all the stress that you have in this part of the world. You have seen the rest. Now it's time to see the best. Now you have to take a break from work and take a break from the south. The south is where they are fighting when it comes to registration issues. Now the Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, Japa Dubai, is the place to relax, rewind, and get re-energized. No stress, no fights. No problems with registration. It's away from the stress of the south. Now, this is what awaits you when you get there. An unforgettable safari experience, amazing area of wildlife, including lions, zebras, ostriches. Mama B, you've seen it, right? I have seen it. We are waiting for...
I have lived it.
Yes. Me too. Samuel, me too. After wasting there, we are not sure. But, well, anyway.
Let's adopt Mama B's strategy.
Yes. You produce it, we shall make it happen for you. Now, so you surely will be having a spacious and well-secured game tour vehicle for all your important tours. Now, we also have squad bikes available, water sports such as jet skiing, boat or canoe rides, various family games to keep you and your families excited every single day.
Yes.
Great tourist attractions in the Upper West region, including the Mushroom Rock, Slave Caves, and all the beautiful things. This is the only place I know where you go to a single hotel, then you have a chance to tour the entire region.
Yeah, you can even cross and go to Burkina.
Yes, this is the only place you can do 2 countries in one. Now, escape from the south, escape to the north, escape to Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, Japa Dubai for an unforgettable safari experience. Please call these numbers 0501 694 280 or 024 8844 463 for reservations or further inquiries now.
All right, it's 10 minutes to 9 here on the Super Morning Show. We've got the man in charge of electoral services of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Srebo Kweku, joining us for a full-blown conversation. A lot of things happening with the registration exercise, but if you have any peculiar concerns, you can reach us on 055-111-1997. That's our WhatsApp number. Also reach us on X, Joy997, and kindly use the hashtag JoySMS. We're also on Facebook, so reach us with all your questions and your comments. Stay with us.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
That came to the attention of the Commission on the second day of the registration exercise, we took the decision to direct our staff to switch to the offline registration mode to ensure all applicants in the queues get the opportunity to register. As a Commission, we prefer the online registration to the offline version because the online system ensures that those who have registered as voters do not get your chance to register again. The online system prevents double registration. However, with the offline registration, because the data is transferred after the registration, you can have instances where registered voters go to the registration centers to register again. At times too, because people have lost their voters card or they have forgotten where they registered as voters or have relocated, they try to register again. In these instances, our system will later identify their registration as double, thus making them ineligible to vote in the elections. We want to use this Let the Citizen Know platform to urge all those who registered either in the 2020 mass registration exercise or in the 2023 limited registration exercise not to attempt to register again as voters. Such persons will not be able to vote in the 2024 general elections. We continue to receive reports that minors and non-Ghanaians are being encouraged by certain persons who are members of political parties to register as voters. The Commission has seen a report from the Western region, specifically in Impoho, where some 2 persons who allegedly facilitated the registration of 5 minors have been apprehended by the police. We wish to use this opportunity to urge parents especially to dissuade their children who are less than 18 years from registering as voters. Similarly, we beseech the national leadership of the political parties to discourage the executives in the regions and the constituencies from transporting minors and foreigners to the registration centers. The objective of the Commission, as always, has been to have a credible register for the 2024 elections and beyond. We believe the political parties, as the main stakeholders in the general election, must be dedicated to supporting a credible register as well. As a result, we find attempts by parties to support the registration of minors and foreigners as completely unacceptable, and it is aimed at undermining the country's electoral democracy. We urge the police to apply the laws on those who have been apprehended to serve as a deterrent to others in the enterprise of facilitating the registration of minors and foreigners. We want to urge children who are less than 18 years that it is against the law for them to register as voters. Children, don't allow anyone to tell you to go and register and vote in the December 2024 elections if you are not 18 years.
Always maintain that nobody must be injured because we're going through a limited registration exercise. In fact, nobody should even be injured in an election. After all, you're only going to make a choice. And what we're doing currently is only getting the card for those of you who don't have the card so you can vote come December 7, 2024. It's supposed to be a very simple exercise. I mean, I've told you about how when I went to register in 2020, somebody asked whether I was from Impoho, and I said, oh, but I know you, that I come from here. If you doubt, you can challenge me. But of course, the person realized that I was from the place, and we went through the process smoothly. Well, this morning we're joined by Dr. Sribo Kwaku, who is Director of Electoral Services. Kweku. He's Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission, and he will be answering all your questions about the limited registration exercise. Dr. Sribo Kweku, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, my brother. I'm good, and I hope you're also doing good.
Oh, we're also fine, except that we are concerned. I mean, we started the process by hearing reports of non-functioning machines, challenges here and there. You had to go offline. Some said electricity issues here and there. What's been the process so far? Has it been going for you? You are monitoring. We are monitoring also. Yes. We've seen these challenges, but from your perspective as Electoral Commission.
And I believe you can testify that the problem that started, or challenge that started, have been addressed, and now we are almost having similar exercises. So if you start from on the 7th to date, you realize that the systems have improved drastically. I hope you agree to that effect. Because if you take the first day, we registered around 16,000. Now we are registering 40,000 plus and the rest. So it means that we are making a headway. We projected to register around 623, but that's after the 6th day we have registered 251, which is more than 1/3. So of all the challenges, the figures are speaking for themselves.
Okay.
Now the major challenge we had on the first 2 days were respect to the internet connectivity. You know, when we talk of online, it is not online in the general terms that you can sit in your house and use your laptop and go online. The online means that you are linked to our data center. The system that is being used to register you is linked to the data center. So whenever you put your hand on, the system that is at your district will be communicating to the data center in Accra. That's what I mean online.
Yes.
But if you say offline, it means that you are having a BVR which is not linked to the data center. So it means that you register, you get to a particular center. It is later that your data will be uploaded onto the data center. That's the difference. So the online does not mean that you can sit anywhere as anybody and you will be raising. You need to link our system, our BVR, onto our data center. So that when you put your hands on, it's like you're in Accra doing the registration. So that's the difference.
How do you check on the spot double registration with an offline system?
Offline, you cannot. That's why.
Is that not problematic?
Yes, that's why anybody in the Electoral Commission is always reluctant to go offline.
So why did you go offline then?
If the online is not working, people are there, so you have to go offline.
Didn't you anticipate these challenges?
There's no way you can be 100% online. It has never happened before. Because if you go to, especially those who are going to the difficult to access areas, they will not have the connectivity to go online. So most of those who are going to the difficult to access areas, because in some places there are completely no internet. And when there's no internet, you can't go online. So, it's always a combination of the online and the offline, depending on the availability of connectivity.
How sure are we that post the end of the exercise, those who engaged in double registration will be found out and prosecuted?
Like I said, if you are online, you can't do double registration.
No, I mean for those who are offline.
Yes,
so how sure are we? Yes.
No, we need to start from the foundation. With the online, you can't do multiple registration. Because the minute you put your hand on the scanner, the system talks to the data center and to tell you already there. But you can do double registration with the offline. Because in that case, you have to go through the process, you get your ID card, you may even go home, not knowing that you have done multiple registration. It's only when either the same day or the next day, the data from the offline is uploaded onto the database, then the system will do what they call duplication. What it does is that now we have almost 17.9 million on the data system. So when you register today, one person on the offline, once it's uploaded, it will match your biometrics with the 17.9 million people and see that you don't exist. Once you exist, then the system will automatically quarantine you through the technical, will not through a human being. So to do, quarantine you. Once you are quarantined, you have what we call multiple list. The multiple list is for those who have registered more than once. Last time I checked, somebody had registered about 5 times or so.
Really?
Yes.
Just during this exercise?
No.
Previous exercise.
From the 2020 today. The previous one, somebody said 27 times.
27
So we were just moving from center to center because that way we were using everything was offline. I'm talking of 2019 or so.
But there's also the likelihood that I go and try registration as the point. Then I'm told that, oh, no, you can't get a card. Then because of some other issues, I don't get the card immediately. To my mind, I've not gotten the proof of my registration. Then I'm unable to do it. Then I hear they are doing registration again. And I go through an offline process. Would it be fair to me that I'm put on a multiple registration list? Unknown to me, I only registered and got to get the card only once in my life.
So, you see, a card is just addition or proving that you are registered. But once your biometrics are taken and your fingerprints are captured, you are known by the system. So whether you have a card or not, once your biometrics have been successfully captured, you are known by the system. So if you were not given the card because of difficulty in printing, just a matter of going back to the place and have the card. And that is why, if you look at the law, registration ends with exhibition. Registration ends with exhibition. That's why we said provisional register. Then after exhibition, the judges will certify and they become final register. So when you were not given the card, you have to go back and check. Or during exhibition, go and check whether your name is there.
But I didn't know this. I'm talking about a situation where the person did not know this.
Ignorance of the law.
No, but that cannot be my fault. Because if you had a proper online system, there's no way. If I got my card at that time, I would have been rest assured that I've gone through a process and secured the card. I hope you get my point.
I understand you very
Yes,
well.
so to my mind, I have to go to a new place and go and, let's say last year and this year, then I go to the place, they say, oh, they don't even get to identify because it's offline too. I'm talking about the reality of that happening and my name be on a multiple registration list, which you say is an offense. Then I appear on the day of voting. Then I'm in trouble.
Okay, let me explain the process to you. With respect to the multiple registration, the Electoral Commission has no control. So what happens is that on the time of exhibition, we exhibit the main register where there are no issues. We exhibit the multiple list where people have done more than registration. Then we exhibit the exceptions list. The exceptions list contains the name of people who registered outside the normal time schedule. The system will flag it. Or people who were successfully challenged. If you say successfully challenged, mean that when you were going to register, somebody challenged you that you were not a Ghanaian, or you were not 18 years, or you were not a resident of the place. Then you appear before the District Registration Review Committee. I will give details about that later. Then the committee said that you are not qualified to be registered. In that case, you are not with people on the exceptions list. All these people have their names in the database, but the exceptions list people and the multiple list people have been quarantined.
Okay.
During the exhibition, the lawyer is saying that if your name is on the exceptions list or on the multiple list, go and object to your name being in that list. So when you object to that name, you appear before a district registration review officer who is a magistrate or judge. Then you tell your story. So what you are saying, it is left to you to appear before the judge.
But how would I know?
No. So that's the first. Go to the exhibition and challenge. When you challenge, who will then?
But we know that exhibition has very low numbers. So we know that for a fact, right? So inherently, if I have a card, I do not feel I need to go and actually go back to an exhibition and check my name again.
No, you see, from what you are saying,
yeah,
that's when somebody objects to your name, it's different. But you are saying that
I'm talking about the difficulty of doing offline, which then renders me incapable of verifying whether or not I'm on your multiple list, because you don't send me a text to say we have put your name on a multiple list.
No, but don't forget that during exhibition we give you the SM code that you can sit in the comfort of your house and check on your particulars if you have the card.
The USSD.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once you do that and you are multiple list, the system will tell you. Once you do that and you are on the exceptions, the system will tell you. So it's not like you are finished registration, you go and sleep. You need to go to the exhibition center and check. If you cannot go, use the SSD code or whatever it is, and you also verify. Okay. So it is your responsibility to also check on your particulars.
So talking about a challenge, I'm sure over the weekend you may have heard of the Director of Communications of the NPP, Richard Ahiagbah.
I've heard in the media, but
yes, who was challenged.
I don't have the details. If you can give me the details.
So this is what he himself says are the details.
Okay.
I have registered and voted in K2 South since 2000, and my citizenship and sonship of K2 South are well known to the NDC agent who challenged my eligibility today. In 2020, I received a voter's ID for the 2020 general elections from the Electoral Commission. However, during the 2023 limited voter registration exercise, my biometrics failed to register, and I've since discovered that many others have had the same issue. I tried to rectify this administrative error during the 2023 limited voter registration exercise, but the EC officials advised me to seek inclusion later or get a new voter's ID card during the 2024 limited voter registration exercise. Today, I went to the registration center where I registered in 2020 to fix the EC's administrative error, but I was met with a frivolous and obstructive challenge to my eligibility. Now, so let's start from here. In 2020, I received a voter's ID for the 2020 elections. However, during the 2023 limited voter registration exercise, my biometrics failed to register.
If it's failed to register,
Dr. Kweku, yes.
I don't understand it.
Because you already did the system.
No, so if biometric failed to register. It seems like he was verifying himself.
Yes, I mean, that's what we can assume.
Okay, so the issue is that if your name is on the register, no matter what, you don't have to do any registration. So what you do is that during exhibition, you go there and whatever. See, what happens at the exhibition? One, some people successfully registered, but for some reason their name may not appear on the register.
Okay.
You go during the exhibition, you apply and your name will be included. You are not doing new registration. You've included. Again, some people may have errors on their data, spelling of names, age, whatever. During the exhibition, you apply for correction. It will be done. Some people were not qualified to be there, but they are in the data. Either they are not Ghanaians, whether they are diseased people, whatever. You have the opportunity to take off those names. So if you have any challenge, you address those challenges during exhibition, not to another registration.
So let me just add the third point he makes. He said, I tried to rectify this administrative error during the 2023 limited voter exercise.
You don't do that during registration.
Good, I'm coming. Let me just. But the EC officials advised me to seek inclusion later or get a new voter's ID card during the 2024 limited voter registration window. Yes, you're making a point.
If you read again,
it says
to seek inclusion or get a new voter ID
it says
card.
The EC officials advised me to seek inclusion later or get a new voter's ID card.
He did not say go and register. Because once you do the inclusion, you'll be given a new card. You're getting my point.
But it says get a new voter's ID card
You don't say go
during
and
the
register.
2024 limited registration exercise.
That was it's not clear. Because once you do inclusion, if you do major corrections, like your name Raymond was wrongly spelled, once you do that, we will give you new voter ID card because the new ID card should reflect your name, the correct.
But if your biometrics fail to register, would you be giving a new voter's ID card?
That is the issue.
Does that not mean you're not even on the system?
That is but see,
does that mean you're on the system?
The explanation is not so clear to me. Biometric failed to register. Does it mean that when you put your hand on, the system did not recognize you?
So if the system doesn't recognize your face,
but your name
biometrics, yes, what does it mean?
Before you can be biometrically verified, you should have a QR code. And that QR code will already be found on the hard copy of the voters register. So we need further explanation from him. Did your name appear on the register, but you could not be verified? Is that what he's talking about?
Somehow.
Or your name did not appear at all? Because if you say biometrics did not register, it's not so clear to me.
So let's do
But
it
the most important thing that once you were given a voter ID card, it means that you are known by the system.
So if his name did not appear,
good,
could he have voted in 2020?
If your name did not appear, it means that the system does not know you. If the system does not know you, your name will not appear on the main register.
And
if your name does not appear on the main register, you don't have a QR code. If you don't have a QR code, you cannot be verified. Therefore, you cannot vote.
Assuming the system, your name is not in the main register. However, you have a voter's ID card to show that you registered. Would you be allowed to vote?
If your name is not on the register, you cannot be verified. So whether you have a card or not, you can vote.
So anybody who has a card but does not have his name in the voters register cannot vote.
Yes and yes. Because you need to, you see, the system is saying that everybody has a QR code. And the QR code can only be found on the register, the hard copy of the register. So it is only when the QR code has been scanned that your details will appear on the BVD. So if your QR code is not scanned, the BVD will not pop up your details. And if the BVD does not pop up your details, you cannot be verified. Because the BVD pops up that this is Amwa. Then it gives you then to tell you which finger even to put on the BVD. So once the QR code is not scanned, it is blank. Nobody's particulars are there for the person to be verified. You get my point? It's like if you don't key in somebody's number, you cannot start making calls when you have not keyed in any number.
Okay.
So without the QR code being scanned successfully, you cannot be verified.
Now, when your biometrics, so for instance, you say your biometrics do not register.
That's something that one is,
it's
not so clear to me.
So let me try and get the deduction I make out of it. So assuming you go and the system doesn't capture. So let's say, for instance, your name is in the register. There is that serial number in there. It says put your right thumb, and you put your right thumb and cannot recognize you.
Let me explain again. Where you have the register, you have the QR code that should be scanned, or there's a serial number that can be keyed in onto the BVD. So any of them, once successfully done, will pop up your details, including your picture and the rest.
Okay.
That is the time that you can begin the biometric process.
Yes. So I'm saying that when, for instance, it pops up and you're asked to begin the biometric process, and it says, put your right thumb.
Yes.
And your right thumb doesn't register. It doesn't pick.
Yes.
What happens?
You go through all the 10 fingers. That's why when you were racing, all the 10 fingers were.
So if none picks?
If none picks, that's why we now introduce the facial recognition.
Face only.
Facial recognition. So the machine, the BVD will be used to take your picture. And once that picture is taken, that picture will be matched with the one you used to register. When you were registering to a picture was taken. So the new picture that has been taken at the polling station will match with the picture that was taken when you were registering. Then the system will do the matching and say that yes, the two pictures tally. So you are the one. And it will come out verified. That's the meaning of the facial recognition.
If that fails?
If that fails, but everybody agrees that you are the one standing there, then you have to go to the manual verification. What the manual verification means is that your picture is on the BVD. Everybody agrees that you are the one. You have the card, everything is yours. Then you will fill, you will go to what they call manual verification form. So they will fill the form, our officers will fill the form. Then the party agents will sign as having or agreed that you are Raymond, whose picture, everything is on this. Then you will now be allowed to vote. And the system will ask you, do we verify you manually? Then the officer will click yes. So when you, after voting, when you click the status, it will give you the number of people who were verified through the fingerprints, who were verified through the facial recognition, and who were verified facially. And all of them will be known by the machine before it gives you the total number of people who have been verified.
Okay. Now, you say that in this case that we're dealing with, if you go and you had problems in 2023, what you do in seeking inclusion
during exhibition.
To go during exhibition.
Yes.
You don't go back trying to register.
You are known by the system. You see, the data, once you have the card, the data is there. So anything you try to, for example, if you were on the multiple list or on the exceptions list, you are not live, but you are there. So that you cannot use those particulars to vote. So the register, every time it will give you the register, but your name will not be there. But you have been quarantined, so you are there.
So in this case, if Richard Anyagba registered in 2020, he has no business re-registering.
Exactly. That's what I say. So you apply for inclusion during exhibition and to be rectified.
So he had no business showing up at the registration center?
No. Because that's what I say. We don't do those corrections during registration. All corrections on the register are done during exhibition. That's the essence of the exhibition. So that's what I said. Exhibition is the time that you do corrections. You do inclusions, you do deletions.
Okay. Well, I guess this morning, Dr. Sribo Kweku, who is Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission, and we're having a conversation about the limited registration exercise, voter registration exercise. But you are concerned that people are engaged in the guarantor system.
Yes.
What's the problem? I mean, that's allowed, isn't it?
It's allowed. The law is that, we are using CI91 for registration. But it was amended in 2028 with 126. And the only portion that was amended is with respect to the proof of legibility or identity. The law now is saying that if you are going to register, you need to go with your passport or Ghana card. If you don't have any of these two, then you know people who have successfully registered, 2 people, to vouch for you. That is the guarantor system. But the reason why we have challenged with the guarantor system is that there are some people who are guarantor contractors. We even understand that some people will take money and guarantee for you.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
But is there not a limit to the number of guarantees?
You can guarantee for 10 people, not more than 10. But what happens is that some people who have never met before at all, once you say that I want the guarantee, the person will come and say, "Oh, I've guaranteed for you, Amwa." And the law is that if you look at Article 42 of the Constitution, it said that you should be a Ghanaian who is not less than 18 years and of sound mind. Then CR91 has included, and you are a resident of the locality. So, Ghanaian, 18 years, sound mind, and a resident of the locality.
Okay.
So now that we are doing it within the district boundaries, you should be a resident within the district. So if you are a resident in, let's say, Ayawaso Central, you cannot go to Ayawaso North to register because you are not you are not a resident in Ayosino, but rather Ayose Central. So you should be a resident within that district.
Before you can guarantee for somebody.
No, before you can register there.
You register there, yes.
So if you are going to guarantee, it is your responsibility
to ensure
that the person is a Ghanaian. The person is 18 years. The person is of sound mind. And the person is a resident in the district you are claiming you know the person. Other than that, the applicant and the guarantor are all guilty of the law.
That's if found out.
Yes. No, if you are not found out, if you commit offense, whether you are found out or not, you are guilty. So whenever it crops up, you are in trouble.
Hold on a minute for me, Dr. Serebo Kweku. We'll go for some few messages. When we return, we'll activate the phone lines also, so that if you have any question, you'll be able to ask Dr. Serebo Kweku on 0302 216-541 and then 055 1111 997. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For 15 years, Quick Credit has been your trusted partner in micro-lending, empowering lives and making dreams a reality. Today, we're excited to announce a new age. Quick Credit is now Bills Microcredit. Still committed to serving Ghanaians and changing lives, Bills is here to show you that everything is possible. Join us as we embrace a brighter future. Bills, financing your needs.
Hello, Ghana. It's time to take action and shape the future of our nation.
That's right. The Limited Voter Register exercise is here, running from May 7 to May 27, 2024, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day.
If you're 18 and above or missed registering previously, head over to your nearest district office of the Electoral Commission. Attempting to register more than once is criminal, and persons found guilty will face the law.
And remember, don't forget to bring your identification with you. If you don't have an ID, don't worry.
That's correct. You can still register by bringing 2 registered voters who can vouch for you.
Let's join hands and ensure no one is left out. Every vote matters.
Make sure to mark your calendars and register to vote for the December 7th, 2024 elections.
Let's make a difference together.
It's the 3i Africa Summit, where innovation, impact, and investment converge, where technology drives transformation. From the 13th to the 15th of May 2024, heads of state, central bank governors, thought leaders, innovators, investors, academics, and entrepreneurs will converge to unleash Africa's full potential. Discover the power of digital assets, explore the state of digital growth in Africa, and unveil lessons from Africa's central bank digital currency experiments. Engage in discussions on diversity in the creative arts and tech, financing Africa's SMEs and bridging the digital gender gap. Network with investors, pitch your ideas, and access funding at the 3i Africa Deal Room and Pitchfest. Join us at the Accra International Conference Center as we ignite a fintech revolution for Africa's financial future. Visit 3iafrica.com to register now.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines with Events and Projects International and DMG of South Africa present the West African Mining and Power Conference and Exhibition WAMPEX from 5th to the 7th of June 2024 at the Grand Arena and the Accra International Conference Center. The theme for our 17th edition is the Mining and Power Hub, driving sustainability investment opportunities in West Africa. Join us to network with over 100 exhibitors and 2,500 attendees on a variety of innovative mining and power solutions from around the world. Headline sponsor Mark Partners Group. Main sponsors Newmont, AngloGold Ashanti, B5 Plus, Cummings. Financial partners Stanbic. Other sponsors include Rand Refinery, FL Smith, Atlantic Lithium, Protea Coin Ghana, and Bank Hospital. To register, sponsor, and advertise, visit wampok.org or check out our social media platforms. #WampokWampex24.
December is just around the corner and our nation stands at a crossroads. Will we continue down the same path or will we forge a new one together? The choice is ours, but we need every voice to be heard. That is why the New Force is investing time and resources to educate and encourage everyone about the voters ID card registration. To all of you out there unsure if your vote matters, your voice matters. Your vote is your power and your opportunity to shape the future of our motherland. Don't let others decide for you. Don't stay silent. Get up, get out there, and get your voter's ID card today. Make sure you are ready to make a difference when the time comes. Don't delay. Act now. From the 7th to the 27th of May, and on the 30th of May, you can replace all missing ID cards. Every vote counts. Your vote, your destiny. A message from Nana Kwame Bediako and the New Force.
From the producers of The Gods Are Not to Blame comes another theatrical marvel.
A deformity is a deformity! In honor of Professor Martin Owusu, dive deep into the heart of Ghanaian theatre as Image Bureau,
In partnership with April Communications
and the National Theatre present
The Legend of Akusika.
That orphan who killed her mother and destroyed her own father.
Live at the National Theatre on June 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day.
Tickets selling now at 200 Ghana cedis only.
At imagebureaugh.com.
Or dial star 714 star 11 star 21 hash.
The Legend of Akusika.
Directed by Na Ashoko.
Supported by the Ghana Tourism Authority,
New Plans Car Rental,
MGL Logistics,
Joy FM,
and proudly brought to you by
Stanbic Bank
and the National Lottery Authority.
The Legend of Akusika.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
FM, and this morning we're joined by the Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Siribo Kweku. We've been talking about the limited voter registration exercise and all the challenges, from offline issues to issues of minors registering. We'll talk about all of these issues, and also we've been asking questions about whether a person, and in the case of the Director of Communications of the NPP, Richard Ahiagba, who said he had registered but was advised to seek inclusion, and Dr. Siroko has been explaining what inclusion means and the fact that you don't need to re-register if you have already registered. But after a record 13 runs of Olarotimi's The Gods Are Not to Blame, Image Bureau, April Communications, and the National Theatre have reconvened for another theatrical adventure. This June, dive deep into the heart of Ghanaian theatre as Na Ashoko makes her directing debut with The Legend of Akusika in honor of the writer, Professor Martin Owusu. Book a seat now for a mind-blowing dramatic experience with some of the finest talents in the business. Mauli Semevoy, Dinama Tachi, Elvis Crystal, Anoda Samoa Bedu, and for the first time on stage, Adoma. Come, let's celebrate the legendary professor on Saturday 1st, Sunday 2nd, Saturday 8th, Sunday 9th of June at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day at the National Theatre. Tickets selling fast for only 200 cedis at imagebureau.com or dial star 714 star 11 star 21 hash. The Legend of Akusika, supported by the Ghana Tourism Authority, Knee Plant Car Rentals, MGL Logistics, Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime Daily Guide, Graphic Communications Group, and proudly brought to you by Stanbic Bank and the National Lottery Authority. The Legend of Akusika, theatre doesn't get any better than this.
Now, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and also furniture at affordable prices, has introduced an online store for your shopping convenience. This means now you can just shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. It is hassle-free. They will arrange delivery to your homes and offices within reasonable time. They also offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions, however, apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Great. So, Dr. Siribo Kweku is still here with us, and I asked a question earlier. why you have concerns with people, I mean, with the guarantor system, why you have concerns, because that's also permissible under the law.
It is permissible, but it should be used according to what the law is prescribing. Our concern is that, as I started saying before we went off, people are abusing it. They are guaranteeing for people they have never met before. So what is, people are using that avenue to facilitate the registration of minors who are less than 18 years and foreigners. That's why we have the issue. Other than that, we will not have an issue. But people are abusing the guarantor system. If you take the 2020 registration, one we finished checked, some people have guaranteed for more than 27 people, not more than 10.
Not more than 10. They've guaranteed for more than 27.
Yes. So we are processing all the things, and very soon you hear that we'll be hearing people before the court.
I mean, we've heard of issues of violence in certain parts. We've had issues, violence in Kukum. Even we've also heard of, minors registering. For instance, in my own constituency of Mpoho, we're told some, constituent executives of a political party have been arrested for aiding young children to register. Tell us what's been happening in there.
Is this a whole issue about this abuse system, abuse that we are talking about? People are facilitating the registration of minors, and there's a Canada that said, "Oh yes, oh yeah." So you want to abuse, another person also want to be, then you will crash. So there are instances. I've heard of Dujama. I've heard of Sutifin South and Central Region, Cape Coast too. These are the three areas that I've gotten. And they all cried because some people bars people into the centers. And once you bars, the opponent will tell you that we will not agree. Because
is that permissible to have people
no.
burst into an area?
You see, the word bus is difficult to define. For example, I go to my village. My village is about, let's say 1 kilometer from the district office. I see my relatives who are there, they want to go and register. If they are qualified, why can't I facilitate their movement?
So if I facilitate their movement, I am a politician, I facilitate the movement of qualified people, you don't have a problem.
Well, if we facilitate, we don't want you to bring them to the polling registration center. Because once you bring them there, that's where the suspicion.
But you just talked about the fact that it's at the district center.
That's I use myself.
Yes.
I'm not a politician.
Yes, but
okay, if you are being bad,
so let's say you don't know I'm a politician. You don't know who bussed them. And there's a bus, and people get off the bus and are now going to register. They qualify. Is there a problem?
If they are not being facilitated by politicians, because of the suspicion that once you are bringing them there, mean that it's like bribing them or whatever.
Is that the law?
The law says that you should not be providing treating. And treating could be offering them transportation.
Which means that, for example, Legon students used to do the Legon registration at the district office at Ridge. Legon students being put on a bus from Legon to Ridge.
Put on a bus by who?
By candidates in the election.
Once the politicians come in,
so if I treat on behalf of a candidate, or if I bus on behalf of a candidate, how is that going to be?
We will be happy. Don't bring them to the registration center. That's all.
And you'll be happy with people not being able to register because they cannot move there themselves?
No, that one you have to find. You see, I have a right.
Yes.
But that goes with responsibilities.
But you're
putting, for example,
a monetary inhibition on my rights.
Yes. Those people who are the universities, I don't think their residents are in the universities. But so because they were going to university and they knew it was so important, they were able to go there, right?
Yes, they are still.
So they can go to school. That one they have money to go. But when it comes to registration, they cannot go.
Maybe that's all the money they have in school. So
it's a priority. If you know that going to register is a national responsibility, patriotism, you find means of going there.
But wouldn't you agree that the fact that you're registering at district offices and hard to reach areas, you have created the avenue for people to bus?
Yeah. You see, the law is so clear that we have mass registration. Mass registration afresh. So you activate almost the 40,000 polling stations. So everybody will be catered for there. But when it comes to limited registration, it will be difficult for you to say we are going to do it at the polling station. Because I can assure you that if you go to the polling station, because it's limited to those who have turned 18 years, you may even go to a polling station to stay there for 3 days and cannot even get one. Because you may not have anybody who is qualified.
How about doing it in electoral areas?
That's why. So let's then go by those with difficult to access areas. That's why that is the differentiation. I mean that those people, it will be difficult for them to go to their district offices. So facilitate it for them by going closer to them. But other than that, we go to hospitals, we go to schools. There are people in Accra here, they will cover more than 2 districts to get to their church. That one is normal. But when it comes to registration, they are disenfranchising people. We should allow people to also cultivate the patriotism, responsibility to also support whatever system.
But last year, when I spoke to you, you were saying that, you open up this year rather. And that one, because you are just doing ahead of a district level election.
Let me tell you the difference between last year and this year.
Yeah.
Last year, solely for the district offices. So this is also 268. Mm-hmm. This year, we have gone beyond 1,000. So that's the difference between this year and last year.
Oh, so now you have 1,000 centers.
Yeah, more than 1,000. Because 268 district offices, 785 difficult access. That one is more than 1,000.
That's like 1,000.
Plus 25 public universities. More than 1,000.
1,075.
Okay. So there is a difference between last year, which was only for 268 district offices, and this year we have included. Yeah, I have videos here.
And you didn't mean to say that you are going to open it to the polling stations and electoral areas.
No,
you didn't mean to say that.
No, nobody will. I joined the commission in 1995. It has never happened that we do limited registration at polling stations. It has never happened. It has never happened. Because limited registration, you are only covering some few people. So,
but you've done it at electoral areas before.
Just with that. But this one, we are doing electoral areas. Not all electoral areas.
Not all electoral areas. You've done it at all electoral areas before.
I don't remember that.
But you've done it at all electoral areas before.
But what so to still be limited registration.
Yes, so maybe we could have done that. And that would have saved us of all these stress.
But, Doc, how many...
But what you should understand...
How many days are you using for the registration?
21 days.
21 days. So, as was previously known, if you spread it across, let's say, electoral areas, and spend, say, 7 days at each electoral areas, is it not closer to the people that insist that all 21 days should be done?
Do you know the number of electoral areas we have? We have 6,272. So if you're going by that number that you're talking about, you use about 1 year to finish it.
But you are actually used 40 days to register
at every polling station
in close to 40,000 polling stations in 2020.
Yes.
So you can do same. So you can do, and this time around is actually electoral areas. There are about 6,000. Yeah, and it's less than 20% of it. So you can do it.
See, how many kits are you going to use? That's what I'm saying. That you see, whatever you are doing, you look at the feasibility of the issues too. Why do you put a kit at a place where at the end of the day you have 0 people registered?
Okay.
What is the sense in that?
Electoral areas, people
all
will show up.
limited. You see, there are electoral areas which have only one polling station. We have one polling station in electoral areas. So if you do go the limited way, then you'll be able to, at least the system will be able to put into effective use.
Well, let's activate the phone lines now so that our listeners can join the conversation on 0302-216-541 and then 055-1111-997. And please, questions, not insults. If you have any question, we may not have asked that question, call us and ask your question. Don't call us and insult. If you do that, I'm sorry, we'll have to take you off. But was there any IPAC meeting before the registration exercise?
Well, we had about two meetings before, yes.
When was the last one?
The last one was, I'm not so sure, but I can check for me, but I think it was somewhere in March.
Check it for me. But let's go to South La, where Chidiak is. Chidiak, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Please, I'm having petty problems with Doc. One, he says if they put kids at somewhere and 0 registration, first of all, he must know it is not his money that is going to pay the people. They are supposed to work for the citizens and make sure the citizens are registered. Last time, I wanted to get Ghana card for my younger sister at Volta region. The whole district, they don't have Ghana card. They say we must go to the region. when we went to the region, they said we must pay premiums. 320 cedis. How many people can afford this and get a card?
Okay.
Now he's again saying that the guarantee system is a problem. But he has totally forgotten that they have representatives there that are supposed to check those that they are coming to guarantee for.
Okay.
So,
hello, I think we may have lost Chidiak. Thank you very much. Let's go to Pokwase where Ben is. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Wilson.
Yes, Ben.
Yeah, please, before, he said you should ask questions, so I'm going to ask questions.
Please go ahead.
Is the director a lawyer?
No, he's not.
Okay. He keeps saying about the law, and then he gave an example that he going to register, and then the family members are coming along. It's okay, let me join the car, let's go to the registration center and go and register. But then he's saying for a politician, he cannot do the same thing and take them there. Please, that does not add up. That is number one. Now, I'm asking this question. Do they have a system to check for this guarantee thing that he said is up to 10? An example, the person guaranteeing may not be on the same day and might not have a record to keep whether, okay, I'll guarantee for 5 so and so, even though, yeah, it is a responsibility. But my question is, do they have a system to be able to detect that, okay, this person will guarantee for 10? Okay. Maximum, that's it. The person doesn't go beyond guaranteeing for other people. So please, I want to find out. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much. You talked about they having a system, and that's why they put you on a different list. But let's go to Birmingham. George, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, George.
Please, my issue is I've misplaced my voter ID card. Now I want to find out if I can go to any of the registration centers for anyone or where I can get a new one, please.
Okay, you've misplaced your voter's ID card.
Yes,
and
please.
You want to find out how you can get a new one. Okay, you hold on. Would address that question for you. Kofi is in Kumasi. That's our next stop. Kofi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Wilson. How are you?
I'm fine, Kofi. How about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. This is Kofi Badremba.
All right, Kofi.
Look, Wilson, I want to ask the EC boss, do they have presiding officer? If they do, what really does the presiding officer do at the polling station? I'm at the registration center. I'm asking this because political party will bus people to come and register, and other political party will resist, and that will result in violence. And all that the presiding officer does is that they take their gadgets and run away. So why don't they make sure that those people who have been bused to the registration center, they interview them and make sure they are the right people to register at that particular police registration centers to avoid those violence and fights and those kind of things.
All right. Thank you very much, Kofi Badjune. But let's go to North Tong. Kwame, good morning.
Good morning.
Kwame, F1.
Mafon.
Yes, Kwame, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. We thank Dr. Sebo Kwaku for the explanations. What you are suggesting happened some years back. I was part of the officers of the EC. We went through electoral areas. When we do it for 3 days here, we move to the next area. And it was very good because we didn't have a number of people coming together fighting for that. So when it's in your electoral area, you come and register. So maybe next time we can look at that. I also want to suggest that we should be able to get to a level where if you are 18 years, just like the Ghana card, you can go to the EC office at your own time and register before elections. Because anytime elections are approaching, the country becomes so heated. And politicians will do anything just to get the numbers so that we can save our people. Okay. I am in Togome now.
Okay.
For electoral, for the registration happening at Bato, it will cost more than 100 cedis for somebody to go and register and come back. These young people cannot afford. So definitely politicians will have to play a role. Please, let's see how best we can make the system more efficient.
All right, thank you very much. And Kwame will be our final caller for now. Dr. Siribo Kweku, Kwame makes that suggestion that, the challenge, moving and registering, it's sometimes a problem. So you may consider what Raymond and I were suggesting going forward.
I think at first you asked a question about
whether there was an IPAC meeting. Yes.
We had the national one is the IPAC. It was held on the 9th of April. But I think we had another one in March.
Okay.
And the district also had this at the ending of we have the RIPAC, which is at the regional level, and DIPAC. They held it, I think, the Thursday, Tuesday before the registration.
Okay.
So
that was
all those things were done.
Okay. But before, because I asked this question, have you? Okay, you continue to address these questions. I'll come back.
I think I have here. I was trying to say that if you go, you are with your people. For example, you have your son, the family member, and you want to facilitate their registration. I don't have any issue with you bringing them to the center. But once it is being done by politicians, they will be countered by the opponents. That's where the conflict starts. Okay. So it may not be illegal, but once you are bringing them, it brings suspicion and it can arouse confusion. That's why I'm saying that I will not go for politicians buzzing people to the centers. Mm-hmm. Somebody was asking whether there was a presiding officer at the center. We have registration officers, not presiding officers. Yeah. Presiding officers are for elections, and registration officers are for registration. Now, with respect to the question was relating to guarantor and whatever. They will question the person. You need to have your ID card because you cannot guarantee for somebody when you don't have your ID card. So you yourself should be registered. Your ID card is there. Then you will vouch that you know this person is 18 years, blah 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 blah. There's a form you will complete. Then based on the form, we will allow the person to register because we may not know the person you are vouching for. But when it turns out that is not right, then again our system data center. Once because you are picking your data. Once you go beyond, we will know. But the challenge with respect to the offline, that way you can guarantee for more than 10. But later you'll be found out, and we can.
And if it's found,
we'll come after you.
Okay, so but those who have registered for them, once their name gets in there, they're good to go.
Yes.
But the person who guaranteed.
No. Yes. No. But if you have been guaranteed wrongfully, but it turns out that you are not qualified, then we'll come after you. But if you're qualified,
the person who guaranteed is
we'll have the issue to address. Then there's this issue about registration at electoral areas that you suggested, but I was saying that it will be too cumbersome for us.
Okay.
And then the time frame that we need and the rest are the of factors that will come into effect. Because if you are going to do registration, you need, going by what we are saying, you need more time. You need more time. But that is why, and somebody was talking about the control saying that's why since 2021 we have been looking for how best we can change the law to make controlization a reality. Okay. But the challenge will be identification, because the parties cannot be there all year round, other than to become permanent job. So, in that time, it will be difficult for you to know people who are coming to register and whether they qualify or not.
Okay.
But that's why we say that if you were to go successfully use the Ghana card, then you don't need to come and vouch because the person is clearly known by the system.
Okay. Now, there's somebody said, if he's lost his card.
Yes, we will do replacement of lost ID card from the 30th of this month. So if you have lost your card, don't go and register. Wait from the 30th of this month to the day that we'll do voting. We'll give you opportunity to replace your card.
Okay.
And those who have relocated, also the same day 30th this month to the 14th of June, we'll give them opportunity to also transfer their vote to their new locations.
Now, there's a case, for instance, so we're told that some students have been asked to go home to go and register.
Yes, please.
And there's a case of a girl who will be turning 18 on 28th May. They say she can't register.
Yes, because you are not 18.
But she'll be 18 by the time the election.
No, because every day somebody will turn 18.
Yes.
So automatically somebody will be cut off. Every day somebody will turn 18. If you vote on the 7th December, somebody will turn 18. So but we are planning to see if you can roll out some mop-up.
Okay.
But the mop-up will not be at the polling station. It will still be at a specific location.
Okay. Now, I mean, there was an issue. The NDC had asked for the serial numbers of the, BVDs. BVRs, which you didn't give them. But on probe, the Deputy Director of Elections said they have it. They say they have the serial numbers.
There are certain things I wouldn't want to explain, rather than we will be giving out some sensitive information.
Is it possible to have? Is it possible for them to?
That's what I'm saying. There are certain things that I wouldn't want to put them there, but I'll be surprised that they have it. It is almost impossible, because we have. I wouldn't want to comment on that, but other than that, it's almost impossible. But see, let's understand this. What will be the benefit of knowing the BVR serial numbers and what have you? What will be the benefit? Because on the day of registration, before you start registration, you are given start of day report, and it was on a daily basis. So 7 May you have it, 8 May you have it up to the 27th of May, and at the close of the day 2 will give you that the close of day 1. It gives you the list of people who were registered, with the time they registered, with their ID numbers and what have you. So if you put the 27 end of day together, you have the total number of people who have registered within that place. Now, all these things will not show the BVR, whatever serial numbers, they will not show. So if you are given, and I say this is the end of the report, you registered, how would that be linked to the serial number? Okay. So to me, unless there's a reason, but what they are saying that so they can track, and it doesn't work like that.
Grace, we need to be wrapping up. So Dr. Serebour Quaicoe, in a minute, tell us what people must not do during this exercise. The don'ts, most importantly. What must they not do?
The offenses.
Yes.
If you commit the offense, what happens?
You're convicted.
Okay. I will wish that Raymond will read for them for me.
So it doesn't look like it's coming from you, eh?
Yes, that is.
Okay, so maybe we can just hold on. Let's go for a quick break. We'll come back so we get Raymond to read those offenses. We still have Dr. Serebour Quaicoe here with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're welcome to the maiden edition of the Joy News Impact Makers Award.
Tonight we gather here to honor and celebrate individuals.
We celebrate the goodness in our humanity
and create more inclusive, compassionate, and thriving societies.
The overall winner, Isaac Ajato.
In a land where dreams are often cradled in the arms of hope, there exists a league of unsung heroes. They are the silent architects of change, the torchbearers who illuminate paths where once there was only darkness. From the verdant stretches of our farms to the innovative labs of science, from the warm embrace of humanitarian aid to the simplest acts of kindness. These are the changemakers who sculpt the future of our nation, stitch by stitch. Unknown to them, their acts of selflessness have resonated across the land, stirring the hearts of many and sparking a movement of recognition and celebration. It's that time of the year again. Joy News proudly presents the Impact Makers Awards 2020.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us. We still have Dr. Serebour Quaicoe, Director of Electoral Services of the Electoral Commission, here with us. Raymond, let's get into the election offences.
Registration offences.
Yes.
Registration offences.
Yes.
There are 19 of them that you have listed here. Mm-hmm. Now, a person who registers as a voter when the person does not qualify to be registered. When you register as a voter more than once, either at the same registration center or at different registration centers. When you also register as a voter in the name of another person, whether that person is dead or alive. Of course, when a person who by force or threat of use of physical or spiritual force,
those who are cursing,
yes, prevents a person from exercising the right to register as a voter. When a person knowingly presents or gives false information in the application or claim of that person for registration, or in connection with the application of another person for registration. When a person forges willfully defaces or destroys any official notice, paper, or document related to the registration of voters, and when the person delivers to any official connected with the registration of voters of any paper or other document in connection with the registration which that person knows to be false. There's one about when the person challenges or objects to the inclusion of the name of another in the register on ground that that person knows to be false. So that's a false challenge. Now, when a person gives a voter registration form to another person when that person is not a registration officer, and when a person without authority from the commission gives a form relating to the registration officer to another person. Now, when a person without authority from the commission prints any form relating to the registration of voters, that's also an offense, and a person disrupts the proceedings as a registration center or in any way interferes with the work of an official connected with registration of voters. The next one is when a person offers anything of actual value to a person to induce that person not to register as a voter. When a person makes an entry or a statement which that person knows to be false or does not believe to be true for the purpose of registering a voter. When a person carries out registration of voters at a place other than a place designated as a registration center by the commission. When a person tampers with any registration equipment. When a person alters captured registration data without authority. When a person transfers data to another device without authorization, or the person intentionally brings an electronic device that interferes with the performance of the equipment to a registration center or any data center of the commission, a person commits an offense, is liable to summary conviction to a fine.
So that is the penalty. So
okay,
of all the offenses you have talked about, that is the penalty.
A person commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine no more than 500 penalty units.
That's multiplied by 12 cities.
Or to a term of imprisonment of no more than 2 years, or to both.
Great. Dr. Sebo Kweku, before you go, the two election officials at the just ended Ejisu by-election, who were giving lunch by the Kwadaso MP, of which the OSP is investigating. What's happened to it from your perspective, Electoral Commission point of view?
Okay. So what I would say is that they were
what's the status of that investigation?
The OSP and the police are investigating. I don't have any feedback whether they have finished with their investigation. But once we have given it to them, they will do their professional work and take the necessary action. If they need to be prosecuted, it will be done. So that's what I would say.
But you've handed them over to the OSP and the police.
Yes. So the election was done on the 30th of April. On the 1st of April, I was coming. So
1st of May.
Yes, 1st of May. I was coming from Kumasi. So I passed the office and I went. And when I went there, I met about 5 OSP personnel who were there interviewing our officials. So to that investigation.
But subsequently, you've not had any other information.
I've not because we are expecting when they finish. We wouldn't want them to. We didn't want to be involved. So let them do their professional work and take the decision that they want to take. So it will not be like Electoral Commission is influencing their actions and the rest.
Dr. Sebo Kweku, we are so grateful you made time to join us this morning. Thank you very, very, very much. Do enjoy your day.
Always at the service of Ghana.
That's all from us this morning here on the Super Morning Show on behalf of the team led by Sami Odami. My name is Winston Amoa.
Raymond Dalkwa.
Have a lovely day.